Who will face the New York Yankees in the 2024 World Series? That is the million-dollar question to find out here at Dodger Stadium as we say hello to the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Mets in Los Angeles, California. It is warm and it is clear skies all around here at LA as Dodgers fans want to see their team go to the World Series of a date with destiny in the first year of Shohei Ohtani. Hello everyone, I am Alec Nava. Welcome to Dodger Stadium. The fans are here and loud, whereas I am trying to have my computer survive the entire time because when I tried to open OBS yesterday to get Yankees and Guardians Game 5, my computer crashed, so I'm not sure how this computer is going to hold up throughout this time when I'm streaming here onto Twitch and eventually on through YouTube later on. But what matters here is that it is Game 6, Dodgers and Mets, up and throughout. If the Dodgers win, this NLCS is over. It'll be the Dodgers and Yankees Game 1 of the World Series on Friday at Dodger Stadium. John Ott and I will be on the call. If the Mets win, Game 7 will be at this site tomorrow night. Sean Manaea will start on the mound for the Mets. Michael Kopech for the Dodgers as an opener in a bullpen game. So Manaea will take the mound again for the Mets after he surged towards the end of the regular season. He did struggle over the first half with an xFIP of 429, but since the All-Star break, he's down to only 375. The big change, by far, has been his command. He's lowered his walk rate from 10% to 6.8%, and his location plus rating has gone from 96 to 99. And the other big change has been his sinker. He throws that more often, and the stuff plus rating on it has increased from 89 in the first half of the season to 104 in the second half. That's because Manaea changed his arm angle to more of a sidearm, which is allowed to be much more effective by having a low vertical approach angle to make his sinker more deceptive when he throws it up in the zone. He's incredibly effective with it against the Dodgers in Game 2, when he's thrown 57 sinkers and allowed just 4 hard hits all game long. And it also set up his sweeper, which was virtually untouchable throughout this game. And the question is, how long does Manaea last? He also had to face the order a third time through in Game 2 because the Mets had to use a lot of pitchers in Game 1, and he was pitching of a big lead. That decision kind of backfired because he ended up loading the bases. His numbers when seeing the order for the third time for the season also are not that great at all. So as for the Mets, when we continue looking through them on the 1 through 9 order, up and throughout, Manaea held the Dodgers 2 runs over 5 innings in Game 2 start, limiting them to 2 hits but also walking 4, as many as his previous 4 starts combined. In this postseason, he's 2-0 with a 2.65 ERA in 3 starts. He's operating on 5 days rest in this one, as he has for each of his previous 2 playoff outings. And Carlos Mendoza is sticking with the same lineup they used in the 12-6 Game 5 win, and that includes Jeff McNeil at second base in favor of Candelita, Jose Iglesias. As for the bullpen, the Mets will certainly do their best to take advantage of Saturday's off day, but after using Ryan Stanek for 7 outs and Edwin Diaz for 6 in Game 5, they'll be short-handed heading into Game 6. Phil Maton will at least be fully rested, but he hasn't been effective at all this postseason. Somebody, whether Stanek, Diaz, Reed Garrett, or Tyler McGill, might need to pitch at less than 1%. And in any case, the Mets will lean on Manaea for as long as they possibly can. And although McNeil hasn't seen much live pitching since he fractured his right wrist on September 6th, he did pick up 10 plate appearances in the Arizona Fall League and 8 more so far in the NLCS. Mendoza said that McNeil's contact approach lends itself well to a successful return despite his lack of recent reps. And in any case, McNeil is fully healthy and capable of contributing when the Mets call on him. Brandon Nimmo is playing through plantar fasciitis on his left foot. Although he aggravated the injury in the NLDS, it didn't cost him any significant playing time and is likely to do so going forward. It's a pain tolerance issue for him. And nonetheless, as for who is hot and who is not, Pete Alonso qualified for the not hot section. He responded with a 3-run home run in his first inning of Game 5 and reached base safely in each of his first 3 plate appearances in that game. In the postseason thus far, it's how quickly things can change. The other example, Francisco Alvarez, 6 of 36 in his first 11 games of the postseason before going a perfect 3 for 3 in his only free at-bats of Game 5, in the first free rather. Whereas for the Dodgers, as we previewed them, because the Dodgers are limited with starting pitchers because of a plethora of injuries, Dave Roberts is stuck and is likely going to go with a full bullpen game. Ryan Brazier got the start in Game 2. He gave up a run, but it was Landon Knack who got hammered in the second inning for 5 runs. Both teams had an off day, so it's basically an all-hands-on-deck situation for the Dodger bullpen. When their bullpen was successful in the NLDS Game 4 against the Padres, that was because Roberts used some of his best relievers, Anthony Banda, Alex Vesia, Michael Kopech, and Evan Phillips early in the game rather than going on someone like Knack or Brent Honeywell. And because the bullpen is rested, the plan will be to go to their best relievers first instead of trying to save them for later in this game. And Manaea's arm angle really fooled the Dodgers in Game 2, and he's continued to have Shohei Ohtani's number. He struck him out twice and got him to pop up on his third at-bat. With 3 of the Dodgers' top 5 hitters being lefties, it gives Manaea good matchups every time he sees the top of the order. The first 2 times with the order, the Dodgers didn't really do anything against him, but once he got to see him for a third time, they loaded up the bases. With 3 of the Dodgers' top 5 hitters being lefties, it gives Manaea good matchups every time he sees the top of the order. The first 2 times, the Dodgers really didn't do anything against him, but once they got to see him for a third time, they loaded up the bases. And while the Dodgers have hit the Mets bullpen pretty well for the series, it's really only been against a lot of guys in the back end, or starters term relievers like Tyler McGill and David Peterson. All of Edwin Diaz, Ryan Stanek, and Phil Maton have only given up a total of 2 runs for the series. And with this being an elimination game, the Mets will, without a doubt, go to their best relievers first. That being Stanek, Garrett, Diaz, for that matter. As for Los Angeles, once we head to them to start things off with Kopech beginning things for LA. They'll go with a bullpen game. Kopech will take the ball. He hasn't allowed a run of 4 1/3 innings this postseason. He last appeared in Game 3 of this NLCS, where he worked 1 inning. And likely he'll be limited to just 1 inning as well. The left-hander Manaea on the mound and Freddie Freeman out. They'll lean on a line that's somewhat similar to what they deployed in the Game 4 win against Jose Quintana. For the bullpen of LA, Honeywell took down most of the innings behind Jack Flaherty in Game 5, so the Dodgers should be in good shape on the bullpen, with all their high-leverage relievers being available for multiple innings if needed. Blake Trinan, Evan Phillips, and Kopech will be leaned on heavily. Ryan Brazier, Daniel Hudson, and Anthony Banda give the team some depth behind him. If they need length, they can turn to Landon Knack. He struggled mightily though in Game 2. Or Ben Kasparius, who's been solid in mop-up duty for them. Injury-wise, Freeman has struggled at the plate as he continues nursing a badly sprained right ankle. He was held out the starting lineup for Game 6. For the who's hot and who's not, Mookie Betts has homered in back-to-back games for the second time this postseason, and now he's up to 4 home runs this October. Max Muncy has also been one of the team's best hitters, despite going 0 for 3 in Game 4. And on the other hand, the Dodgers are still waiting for Teoscar Hernandez and Will Smith to get them more production. The 2 All-Stars have struggled against the Mets, if Hernandez is still searching for his first hit of this series. Shohei Ohtani, however, had us a home run 2 of the last 3 games. He did get his first hit with the bases empty in Game 4 of this series. That was a leadoff home run. So anything else that fans may need to know here as we go on through the top and bottom? So while the Mets lead the MLB of a 67-40 record for May 30 for the end of the season, the Dodgers are not too far behind, 62-42 since that same span. Game 5 of the series saw the Mets become the first team since the 2022 Los Angeles Angels to avoid striking out in a postseason game. It has happened 11 times in the postseason for them to join that list. So good company for the Mets to not strike out a single time. First off, as we go to the keys of this game. First, can Manaea save a tired bullpen? Both teams have a day off, so they could fly across the country. And when it comes to the bullpens, the Mets need to rest a lot more. Stanek had to get 7 outs in Game 5. Edwin Diaz 6. It's fair to wonder if either of them will be at full capacity if needed in an elimination game. They may press into duty anyway. That's why it's very important that Manaea gave them the best start possible. Here's the guy that they want on the mound the most. He got them the wins in both the NLDS against the Phillies and then NLCS Game 2 against the Dodgers. And he's pitching on full rest. The Mets will love the 7 innings he gave them in the NLDS, but at the very least, you'd like him to hand the lead over to the bullpen as deep into the game as possible. Secondly, how would the Dodgers piece together their own bullpen? The Dodgers have a shaky rotation of stacked group of relievers. They're about to try their third bullpen game of this postseason, out of 11 total games. The first one saved them from elimination against the Padres in Game 4 of the NLDS. The second one was a total disaster, Game 2 of the NLCS. The Mets scored 6 runs in the first 2 innings. Dave Roberts said the strategy in Game 6 would be similar to what we did in Game 2, with the expectation of better execution, in quotes. He also said he'll be a little more aggressive, getting to the team's top relievers early, which was reflected in his choice to start the hard-throwing Kopech. In Game 2, Roberts went to land a knock in the second inning, and the rookie gave up 5 runs. And in Game 6, though, Roberts can lean more heavily on high-leverage options like Phillips and Trinan, who combined for just 3 2/3 innings. No runs allowed in this series. Third, can anyone stop Mookie or Shohei right now? How do you make Ohtani look like the other MVP in the series in which he has a 1.205 OPS? Get on a hitter like Mookie is on right now. Betts has been ever better, 1.234, but he's been unstoppable as of late. 6-10 with 2 homers and 5 RBIs in his last 2 games. And top spots in the order hitting like that right now as well. And the fact that Freddie Freeman is hobbling out the Game 6 lineup doesn't hurt as much as it otherwise would. It's not like you can walk them both every time through. We can talk about what we want about the bullpens and momentums. But when we to some of the greatest players in baseball right now are performing at the peak of their capabilities, it is extremely difficult to beat the team they are playing for. Fourth, can Francisco Lindor quiet this crowd? One of the biggest moments of the series for the Mets, and the reason they're still here, may have well been in Game 2. After getting crushed in Game 1, having Dodgers fans thinking they were going to run away with this, Lindor lost a homer at the top of the first inning to set the tone for a 7-3 win. He's been the emotional leader of this team all year, as well as their best player. He's not likely to overtake Ohtani for NL MVP honors. That there was even a discussion about it speaks to how much he means to this club and everything the Mets have accomplished to get here. The Mets' backs, however, are still against the wall. They're facing elimination. But if anyone's going to find a way to keep them alive, it's definitely Lindor. And lastly, can the Dodgers avoid the terrifying Game 7? Everything in the series points to the Dodgers taking it. They have home field advantage. There are 3 games to 2. They have a rested bullpen. They have Ohtani and Betts playing out their minds. But you remember a previous NLCS word in which the heavily favored team came home with a 3 games to 2 lead thinking they were set up for the World Series. That was last year. And it turned out the Philadelphia Phillies did not even end up making the World Series. The Dodgers seem to have everything going for them right now. But baseball's a way of messing up what you think is going to happen and your best plans. The Dodgers have 1 game to play with at this moment. But lose Game 6, they'll be sitting at elimination, just like what the Mets are. In this NLCS, there has not been a lead change at any point of this series. We have yet to see if this will change anything here. Game 6 of the NLCS. Manaya, Kopech, Ohtani, Lindor. We'll be right back for the first pitch. I am Alec Nava. Stay tuned, everyone. Yeah, I'm realizing that I have some drop frames over my Twitch stream. I'm hoping that this doesn't continue onwards, but we're moments away from the first pitch here at Dodger Stadium, with the Mets beginning things off with Francisco Lindor up against Michael Kopech. Kopech, usually the closer. Mets batters are 0 for 21 against Kopech throughout their careers. 7 times they've walked around him, but they have yet to hit opposite him. The fact that they're going with Kopech this time around could speak something. I don't know how long I'm going to last on here on this first attempt. May have to do with a temperature problem on my CPU core, but so far, so good. If anything, full systems go. Sean Manaea won 98 and 2/3 innings pitched in 2024 every year, with the exception of 2023. And 2022 has gone higher after it went lower. His previous career high was 179 1/3 in 2021, 159 1/3 in 2022, 117 and 2/3 in 2023. That was last year. For the 197 and 2/3 this year. Every Mets starter between Severino, Manaea, and Quintana are all on 1-year deals. It's Francisco Lindor being the first one up for the Mets. They're trying to force a Game 7 tomorrow and eventually the first Subway Series World Series since Y2K. First pitch for Kopech is upstairs. And that's a 98-mile-an-hour fastball that went upstairs. This NLCS, Lindor batting .300. This postseason, Kopech 1-0, beginning this game as an opener. Second pitch, that too is upstairs. That's the tendency of Kopech to begin this series with the fastballs up and throughout. Then you have some long relievers with you that you can utilize. 277 in the postseason for Lindor in the batting average. This one, oh my goodness, a friendly call for Lindor, as this was outside slightly, but it looked to be inside on the bottom right corner. Now it's a 3-0 count. Be friendly there for Lindor. Upstairs, as Prietos upstairs, and Lindor will head to first base. So Kopech has walked the leadoff batter, Lindor. And Dave Roberts going to manage this bullpen to perfection here in Game 6. How it will result? It's up for grabs. David Rackley, the whole plate umpire. Jeremy Rehak at first base. Mike Muszwinski at second base. Marvin Hudson at third base. Bill Miller, crew chief. He's at right field. As this one is at bottom center on the fastball for Kopech. Strike one. In left field, it's Nick Lentz. Nemo is 4 of 19 this series. 244 batting average throughout the postseason. The 0-1. This got away from Smith, and Lindor will take second. All fastballs here from Kopech to begin the game. This scores a wild pitch. It went upstairs, a helicopter pitch. It's a 1-1 count. This year's edition of the World Series will be the 120th edition of the World Series. The Yankees and the Mets met in 2000 in the Subway Series. Refer to the long-standing matchup between the two New York baseball teams, in which their stadium is accessible as this one grounded. Mishandled, it will not be a double play, and Lindor moved to third. One up and one away. The play not there at third, as it was mishandled for a bit by the second baseman, Chris Taylor. So it's Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo, Mark Vientos, shortstop, left field, third base at the 1-2-3. Pete Alonso, Jesse Winker, Starling Marte, Tyrone Taylor, Jeff McNeil, Francisco Alvarez, first base, DH, right field, center field, second base, and catcher in the 4 through 9. Now it's Nimmo. How will Kopech do against him? First pitch strike, down through Main Street at 99. LA's batting order, we'll get to that in a moment, but it's relatively unchanged from the looks that they had in the previous 2 games, 4 and 5. 1. Spike to the dirt, cutter 90. It'll even up the count at 1 apiece. So that's the first cutter used by Kopech. Mark Vientos with 12 RBI this postseason. That's a Mets all-time record, and he is the RBI leader. Giancarlo Stanton and Mookie Betts have 11 each. Stanton, many have said he would win the ALCS MVP, as this is ball 2 upstairs. 2-1 on the count. And the ALCS MVP this year, indeed it is Giancarlo Stanton. He was the front runner, and he showed his prowess with his efficient bats. The 3-1. Well, it's a 3-1. Oh my goodness, and that was close to Vientos. He just got out the way on that count. To get ready to come into it, and woof, that almost was one. The pitches that Michael Kopech has been issuing, you believe that this will be a highly demanding position for him to be at. And Vientos, so efficient at the plate. He can deliver anytime here. The 3-1. Fouled up, and that will go back. Full count now. Top of the first, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Lindor third. The emotional leader of this team, perhaps he could be named team captain at some point. Payoff pitch, and a swing and a miss. Got him on the slider, 87. Kopech changed it up. And even though it was not a changeup, he got him fooled out on a slider. So far, it's been all fastballs and cutters for Kopech. But that time fooled him out on the slider. Now it is Pete Alonso, the polar bear. Now on to the mound. It's up to him now. Free agent at the end of this season. First pitch. Big swing and a miss on the cut. He went out back to one of his stronger pitches. Got him down low. 4 of 18 this postseason, this series for Alonso. One swing can change everything. The 0-1. Got him. Down for the middle. On the fastball. Kopech got that one up. 15 pitches in. You'd imagine this could be the last pitch if he can toss out Alonso. 0-2 on the count. Lindor third in scoring position. The 0-2. Just outside on the cutter. 90 miles an hour that time. That 2000 World Series was the first World Series contested between two New York teams since 1956. Between the Brooklyn Dodgers, you have a timeout called by Alonso. Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Yankees. Notable for Don Larson's perfect game in Game 5. He was named World Series MVP. Derek Jeter named World Series MVP in 2000. Fans waving their blue towels here at Dodger Stadium. 1-2. Has fouled back. Challenged them with a 100-mile-an-hour flamethrower to the right. Joe Torre. Widely regarded by many Yankees as the greatest manager of all time. There are some arguments there for Terry Francona and others. 1-2 again. Here's a fastball. Down. This will score Lindor. And then throw to first. It gets away. It ricochets away from the first baseman, Max Muncy, and that scores in Lindor. The game's first run. As the throw got away, Muncy couldn't handle it. It was too hot to handle. Tommy Edman sees Chris Taylor pick it up, and Muncy can't catch it. Had the foot down. Couldn't get it. You don't see very many of these. The full extension. That could have gone. That's going to count as a hit. Reach on infield base hit, and Lindor scored on a throwing error by Chris Taylor. He scores a hit and an error by Taylor. And Freddie Freeman watching this game, the Mets strike first. There have not been any lead changes throughout this NLCS as this one goes upstairs for Winker. The throw gets away. Oof. Tough start here. The 2-0. This one fouled back. It was a fastball at 98. was down. And while Taylor's going to make a tough play for the inside, you got to catch that. 1.203 OPS. That's the highest OPS in franchise history of the Mets in the postseason. Top left, Carter evens up the count at 2. Pete Alonso at second base. Because of the ball that got away, you have Alonso going to second base as Chris Taylor, he tried to make the efficient throw over. Couldn't do so. 2-2. Upstairs. There's another fastball. 3-2 on the count. Now the payoff is upstairs. Ball 4, and Winker will be on board at first. Now Mark Pryor comes in. You would imagine this would be the last sequence as Starling Marte is going up to be up. Once again, Francisco Lindor scoring the first run on a throwing error by Chris Taylor. Game 5, 12 runs in this series. Games 1 for 4, they had 9 total. XBH of 5 in the first 4 games, 7 in Game 5. They struck out 39 times in the first 4, none in Game 5. 5-19 with runners in scoring position in Game 5, 429 in the 4 games before that. And Marte, now up. Going up against Kopech, who's a high leverage reliever. Who prevails here? Mets have the first run. Now you have 2 relievers warming up, Ryan Brasier and Ben Kasparius. Roberts is relying on his bullpen thus far. First pitch to Marte. Fly ball onto right field. Stepping up is Mookie Betts, and easy as it goes for him. No more damage there. Pete Alonso reached on an infield base hit. That scored in Francisco Lindor on an error. The throw got away from Max Muncy. And it's 1-0 Mets. Shohei Ohtani, first one up. Teoscar Hernandez trying to get his act right and get back on track here. Sean Manaea has had Ohtani's number, but Ohtani can change that. 17 strikeouts to 6 walks this postseason for Manaea. 2.65 ERA. And throughout his pitch usage, two-seamers 56% of the time, sweeper at 27%. The two-seamer, also known as a sinker, 91 miles an hour that time. It went upstairs just a bit. So there's a 1-0 count. So Ohtani, the NLCS has 6 of 18. They're going 4 of 20 in the NLDS. He went swinging after that sinker. 1-1 count. So far as Dave Roberts is entrusting his bats. Big swing and a miss again. The sinker usage for Manaea has been terrific. One-two on the count against Ohtani. It's the first World Series in 2000 since 1989 that had crosstown rivals meet up in the World Series. 1989 between the Oakland Athletics and the San Francisco Giants. 2-2 as this is all even up. Ball 1. 2-2. Ground ball to center. It's a base hit for Ohtani. He sees well too many sinkers, and finally it pays off for him. His fastball his last time around, and the NLCS in Game 2 up against Manaea. So Manaea got the upper hand on Ohtani last time around, but not there. It's not optimal, but now it's Mookie Betts as Manaea took too long picking off Ohtani. And the fans boo as a result as the attention was taken away. First pitch for Betts is upstairs. Oh, it's a first strike. Well, that is interesting. I thought for sure that was going to be ball 1, but it was a little upstairs. They called it a strike. That does not sit right. 364 batting average in this LCS for Betts. He fouls this one back. Once again, Manaea went with the two-seamer, also known as the sinker. Oh, 2 on the count. With Ohtani at first, Betts can be in prime position to bring him around, given his torrid hot NLCS. Wow! He got out the way of that one. Once again, a two-seamer being the most effective pitch for Manaea, former Oakland Athletic. And now the count is 1-2. 294 batting average against Manaea, 10 of 34. 2 doubles to go with it as well. That includes the postseason. 1-2. Check swing at first. He didn't go. 2-2 on the count. Sean Manaea, the 32-year-old from Valparaiso, Indiana. He's a member of the Athletics for his first 6 years of his career. 2-2 pitch. And Betts will sit down. Got him swinging as he went driving down low. And he will be looking at Teoscar Hernandez, who has yet to record a hit. In this NLCS, he may be due. The 2000 World Series broadcast on Fox that year. The first of many throughout the 21st century. First pitch for Teoscar. It's taken upstairs, 92 on the sinker. Didn't miss by much. Bob Brenly was the manager of the Diamondbacks from 2001 to 2004. Brenly won it on the World Series as a first-year manager. Teoscar skies this. Deep center field, retreating is Tyrone Taylor. It bounces off the wall. Ohtani cycling around. There's no throw to home as Ohtani will stop at third. Right on cue. Teoscar On board in the NOCS, and Ohtani is in scoring position. That brings up Tommy Edman, who has been sharp in this NOCS. He's just well struck to center field. A friendly bounce off the wall. Not enough for a home run, but the Dodgers are in scoring position. The Mets can still put away the Dodgers with a double play. Only score was on an error. With Pete Alonso safe on a throwing error by Chris Taylor, it scored in Francisco Lindor. Manaea got one out. He's 13 pitches in. Now Edman, how will he fare? Edman skies this one up. It's fouled on a sinker. That's his 14th pitch. 9-22 in this NOCS. His postseason is .333 in terms of batting average. The 0-1. Big drive and a miss. That makes it an 0-2 count. 409. At OC. He has, once again, the batting average for Edman. Acquired a trade deadline from the St. Louis Cardinals. He didn't play a game with them. 0-2. And fights this one off on a changeup. 85 miles an hour. That time around. 48% chance for the Dodgers to record at least 4 runs. 6 runs per game this postseason for the Dodgers. And a .795 OPS against lefties, including postseason, which leads the MLB. Oh-2 count. This pitch is a sinker upstairs. 94 miles an hour. That makes it count 1-2. Edman has 13 hits this postseason, which leads the team on the Dodgers. This lineup full of talent all around. And Edman skies this one to right. It's fouled. Early on, the Dodgers with a good at-bat sequence from both all of Teoscar Hernandez, Shohei Ohtani, and maybe one with Tommy Edman. Another 1-2. This one, line drive to left, bounces down, off the wall. Ohtani's in. Teoscar on his way, still going. The throw to home cut off. The Dodgers take the lead, 2-1. Tommy Edman, how do you do? He's seen enough changeups, and that time it's bit Manaea. Edman with a line drive to left, and Dodgers know what's at hand. They want to go to the World Series and have a friendly bounce off the wall. After that was down and off the left wall, he drives home both Ohtani and Hernandez on a bases clearing double. 1-0 count for Max Muncy, Mad Max. The Dodgers can win this series here tonight. 1-0 pitch for Muncy. Muncy skies this one up and sets center field. Tyrone Taylor there to make the catch. 2 up and 2 away. Edman stays put at second base. It's not deep enough to move him to third. And Teoscar, as soon as Edman drove this on a line drive to left, third base coach Dino Ebel calling for Teoscar to run all the way home. No for that, and Kike Hernandez now up. Arm speed and connectivity, both key here in this game for the outfielders. At that time, as it was not deep enough, no can do. 2 outs, spot at the first. At the left. 77 on a sweeper. 6-20. It's Kike Hernandez. He has made a lot of memorable October moments throughout his time with the Dodgers' first stint. Big swing and a miss on a changeup. Another dominant pitch from Manaea. Now even up to count at 1 apiece. Edman's over at second. Otani and Teoscar over the dugout. They were the runners who scored the first 2 runs for the Dodgers. The 1-1. Line drive foul to left. Believe it or not, it was the first time we've had a lead change thus far in this NOCS. And the Fox broadcast just pointed out, the first lead change of this series. Another foul ball to left. Ground ball to this time on a changeup. Back to back at that spot. Now 2-1 Dodgers. Down on the count here on this sequence against Kike. Oh my goodness, that nearly hit him. On a sinker, it was thrown, blasted to the right. 2-2 on the count, 2 outs. These fastballs by Manaea, nearly catching Kike off guard. The last time was a changeup. He went with the 2-seam fastball, also known as a sinker. Now a 2-2. Sky ball, foul to right. So remain an even count, 2-2. And Tommy Edman has been arguably the best player of this NOCS. If the Dodgers win this, you believe that Edman may be a frontrunner for NOCS MVP. Carlos Mendoza. Let's see what changes he can make up and throughout. Put Tyrone Taylor back in favor of Harrison Bader. Kike Hernandez, what can he do? He'll just stare at this one as it goes downstairs on a changeup. 84 miles an hour this time around. His postseason career has been filled with memorable moments. Full count. It's 2-1. And this one, downstairs on a sweeper. I'll bring up Andy Pages. 28 pitches in for Sean Manaea. Now a call is being made by the Mets. Trying to make communications with the bullpen, I don't know. As Pages is being brought up. All hands on deck here for the Mets. Mission Impossible music being played out here at LA. He is the youngest player in team history with a multi-home run game in the postseason. In Game 5 of this NOCS at just 23 years old. And at center field, he had 2 home runs in Game 5, but even so, that wasn't enough as the Mets put up a 12 spot on the Dodgers. Home run to right, and then a home run to left. As the retreats were made, the outfielders knew they had no chance of trying to play that ball. Kike Hernandez at first, Tommy Edman at second. And already, the Mets are warming up Phil Maton at the bullpen. And now it already begins with a sweeper. So, Pages with his first career multi-home run game in Game 5. He does swing and miss there. And he was the youngest Dodger to have a multi-home run game in that 5th game. But Sean Manaea struggling out of the gate. So out the first 2 runs, Carlos Mendoza doesn't want to have anything more. Perhaps a damage control move Game 6. Doesn't want to have this a bullpen game, but Maton is warming up. This first inning, doesn't want to have it go any more disastrous away. It has been going. 2-1. On the count. As Pages has Will Smith on deck if he reaches. The 2-1. Upstairs, but on the line. On a sinker in 92, that time around is a 2-seamer. Manaea desperately needs his final out. Because he does not want to risk getting pulled this early. That would be disastrous. Like Christian Javier for the Astros. Foul to right on that sinker. Christian Javier in Game 7 of the AOC as he was pulled in the first inning. He only got one out. Not the best of looks if you're the Astros. Teoscar finally gets something. This has popped up. It's to go to foul territory. Pete Alonso on the retreat. It does not hit the safety netting. Makes the catch to end the first inning. So finally, after that long, we go to the second. Tommy Edman gets home Shohei Ohtani and Teoscar Hernandez. The second inning will begin in just a moment. Dodgers lead 2-1 to second, and meanwhile in NASCAR, Joey Logano is the first one to advance to the championship four. It'll be his third time in 5 years in which he will fight for a championship four. Slider 84 was down the middle. Ben Kasparius now in for the Dodgers. In regular season, pitched 3 games, 2 earned runs, but in the postseason, he is not allowed to run. But most of the time, he's been in mop-up duty. He's now in a game where it has actual substance to it. Pitching innings that have actual meaning. Tyrone Taylor is 1 of 10 this series. If there's a time to turn things around as he skies this up and fouls it. Strike looking and a foul ball 95 miles an hour on this last fastball. But if I'm an Alex Bowman fan, I am seething right now. Given that Bowman was eliminated on a very controversial a very controversial call in which he was disqualified for having his car underweight. 2-2 on the count. This was downstairs. Underweight car, but he crashed onto the barrier after going over the curb. Slider 83 was to the left. Even Bowman was angry when he found out that he was disqualified. He threw his phone in the pool because he knew his phone was about to blow up with text. Foul to left on this fastball. Phone called 911 because he thought he'd been in a car crash. Well, and Hendrick Motorsports did not appeal the disqualification to 48 car. Payoff. Taylor skies is up. Is this in the line of sight of Will Smith? This will go to the stands. Oh. So now we'll have another payoff pitch. Tyrone Taylor skies his deep left field. Teoscar Hernandez shy of the warning tracks. And Taylor's now 1 of 11 this series. Well, Ben Kasparius puts him away. And now with Taylor sitting down, this will now go to Jeff McNeil, who's starting in the place of Jose Iglesias. His hit song OMG being a sensation to the Mets brass. To the Michael Jordan photo credit to Andrew Bernstein. So McNeil paying homage. Here's this one. Oh, it's just outside to the right. But nonetheless, McNeil is going to be called for the strike. So there's a very friendly call to Kasparius, who was a long reliever. 0 for 6 so far this postseason in search of his first hit. Fouls this one back. Over to the safety inning, and Smith will go through for another time. So McNeil searching for his first hit. Tyrone Taylor has just one hit. Iglesias isn't faring any better though. The 0-2. Bouncing ball. This will be reached over to Chris Taylor. And he puts him away. With the throw to first on time. Francisco Alvarez. One swing can change everything for him. Broke out in a big way in Game 5 after a lot of struggles in the time before that. So now this is a first pitch ball on a slider. Went downstairs. 1-0 count for Alvarez. Big catcher. That's Kasparius. He delivers the 1-0 pitch. Slider 84 just to the left. 2-0 count. So 2-0. And timeout called. And Kasparius takes some time to deliver. Alvarez calling timeout. There was something. He has to retape it. Something over his right hand. So now the 2-0. Upstairs. 3-0 count for Francisco Alvarez. Lindor is on deck. If Alvarez reaches because there are 2 outs. Left center. 3-1 count. We're also looking at the other games that are around. That goes the NFL. Of course, it's always NFL Sunday. And Alvarez will go to first. Underway, it is the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. The only score was a Chris Boswell field goal from 46 yards out. Russell Wilson starting this game in the place of Justin Fields, who has looked solid thus far for Pittsburgh. His first 6 games. Lindor walked. He scored a run on a throwing error by Chris Taylor. First pitch, well to the right, on a slider 83. And a walk to start the game for Francisco Lindor. So Kasparius facing one of the best players in the MLB. Lindor lines this to right, the base hit. Alvarez will be parked at second base. Bro kind of got away from Edmund, but no further runs here between Alvarez and Lindor. Now Brandon Nimmo up at the 2 spot. He got the promotion to the 2 spot. He's been thriving there. So is Vientos at the 3 spot. Or wherever he's been at the order. Kasperius who have an opportunity to put away the Mets here. Grounded out in the first though. 4 of 20 in this series. With 2 RBI. A huge hit can change everything in a matter of moments. 2-1 Dodger lead. Top of the second. And Freddie Freeman watching. First pitch. On the right line. Just barely. 78 on the curveball as Kasperius placed it there. 0-1 count. Nimmo has gotten worse as this postseason has went with. Plantar fasciitis has been bugging him. The 0-1. Just outside. Curveball 80. One of the longest tenured Mets. Trying to help them get back on track. 1-1 on the count. Kasperius on the mound. The belief is that he could go multiple innings if needed. Kasperius looks to second. 1-1 pitch. It's a fastball right up top, shallow left. Tommy Edman calls for it, and he will field it. That puts the Mets away. Dodgers now at the plate. That left Alvarez and Lindor stranded. Ohtani batting third in the second inning when we return. I'll be honest, if I'm an Alex Bowman fan, after getting eliminated Charlotte because of hitting the curb and getting part of the car damage to cause it to get underweight at that point, and no appeal for the argument of the damaged vehicle policy, and seeing the driver right behind go to the championship 4 as Will Smith takes ball 1 to the left, and driver right behind I'm Bowman make it to the championship 4 by winning at Las Vegas, I'd be mad if I'm a Bowman fan. That's a sweeper 74 that went to the bottom left corner. That driver just so happens to be Joey Logano. And you know, Joey Logano in an even-numbered year, maybe a championship 4 run, no matter how good or bad that year has gone. Bouncy ball, Smith. This will be a throw all the way from Vientos in time for Alonso. 1 up and 1 away for Smith. He'll sit down. And now with Smith away, that puts Chris Taylor at the plate. Has been used sparingly at most parts of this season because of how good this lineup has been from top to bottom. Taylor is now utilized as a depth piece. 1 of 9 this postseason. 1 of 5 this series. That's to the left on the sweeper. Backdoor pitch from Sean Manaea for a 1-0 count. I'd wonder if the plan of Phil Maton is still intact for Carlos Mendoza. 2-0 on the count. Back-to-back sweepers placed at that same spot. 40th pitch for Manaea. Wow, that's a friendly call on the sinker. It was just to the left by a baseball length. It's a 2-1 count for Manaea. That's popped up to left field. Down, shy of Nimmo. Taylor is at first. Just his second hit this postseason, but both have come against the Mets. And now with Showtime moving up to the plate. Could this be here? First time round, Ohtani swung and missed right on the first pitch from Sean Manaea. But this time round, the same tactic, but he's seeing enough of those sinkers from Manaea to get a visual image of it. That time, he takes a strike looking down through Main Street on a sinker. 7 of 11 with runners on base. 3 of 28 with the bases empty. The first such hit came in this game. There are runners on board. This will be the 12th time this happens for Ohtani if he does so. Ball 1, changeup 84, that's just to the right. Ohtani reached base 15 times in the series, which ties his single series franchise record. On a 1-1 throw from Manaea. Fouls this one back on a sinker, 93 miles an hour. Got the cut on the curveball. Get more of that going. Have everything go. Get that curveball towards your way. Control being a crucial part of this game for pitchers. 1-2 is the count. Some time taken. And now he delivers. Fouled left. Back-to-back sinkers in which Ohtani went after and is fouled. Fits in the tantrums play here at Dodger Stadium at Los Angeles. Winner faces the Yankees of this series. The 1-2. That's downstairs. 2-2. Chris Taylor didn't go. No attempt to steal a base. Ohtani 1 for 1. He swung on his first at-bat. A base hit to center. Double play may be still up for grabs here. Ohtani on a 2-2. The pitch. And he fouls this one again. Every foul ball has come on a sinker, strangely. So far, the sinker has gotten the best. The Manaea sinker has gone on the best of Ohtani. Next pitch will be Manaea's 48th. Taylor at first. The 2-2. Big drive and a miss. That time the sinker got him. And he'll sit down. This second strikeout for Manaea. Like there's a mouth meeting between Manaea and Jeremy Hefner. And Ohtani just missed it as he went lower. Got fooled out that time. The sinker can catch some people off guard. And now going to Mookie Betts. 2 up and 2 away. First pitch ball. It was a sinker. And Mookie, he struck out the first. 8-23 in this series. He can come alive at any moment. The 1-0. Taylor's on his way. Throw to second. Way off. Even though McNeil caught it, Taylor's on board at second base. McNeil had to step away from second base to make the catch. Immediately, it's Manaea loaded up. He faked like he was going. And as soon as Manaea was going to do it, Freeman applauding Taylor. He approves. 1-1 on this count. 51st pitch as Betts fouls it to right. Makes it a 1-2 count. Every pitch has been a sinker thus far. Start off today. The Jacksonville Jaguars defeat the New England Patriots at London, 32-16. Parker Washington, 96-yard punt return touchdown. That's the main highlight of this game. Manaea readying himself up for the 1-2. Bouncing ball past Manaea, but is scooped up by McNeil, and he puts Betts away for the last out this second inning. So, it's been scoreless this far in the second frame. See what the third frame has to offer. Dodgers lead 2-1 when we return. Jason Bateman here in attendance. Tom Hanks as well. Among the celebrity watch, Jason Bateman, Tom Hanks. One of the most popular teams in the MLB. I do apologize if I am cutting out, because I am seeing this here on the OBS side. Here's the first pitch, right down the middle for Vientos, who's been the Mets' best batter thus far in this postseason. Very impressive track record. 12 RBIs. That's all that needs to be said. The 0-1. Chopped up too short. Edman throws all the way in time for Muncy, who caught it low. Edman's up to a .350 batting average this postseason, and one could say maybe the frontrunner for the NLCS MVP. Giancarlo Stanton won ALCS MVP, so now we watch for who wins NLCS MVP. 23 pitches in for Ben Kasparius. No problem putting away Vientos. Now the polar bear. Right center, 85 miles an hour. No swing from Alonso. The 0-1. His fastball was outside the top right corner. 1-1 on the count. And Ben Kasperius and Pete Alonso on the way. And this one pulled. Edman can't handle it. It'll be an infield base hit. Not the vintage Pete Alonso performance, but that time got over to an infield base hit to the left side. Even though he chased that one down towards the foul tracks. And that may be it for Ben Kasperius as he gets pulled in the third inning. The Dodgers trying to piece this one through. Kasperius done after 4 outs. He allowed 2 hits and a walk. So the next reliever is on. That is Anthony Banda. Back in a moment. World Series begins on Friday. The Yankees are waiting for the winner of this one. In this NLCS, Anthony Banda now in. Struck out 5, allowed 3 hits and a walk in this postseason for 4 1/3 innings. In charge of the rest of this third inning as this one goes upstairs. Jesse Winker, 4 of 10 this series. He's been coming in hot. And Winker's no exception. The 1-0. That spike to the dirt, 87 on the slider, and a good block by Smith. He hands the ball off to home plate umpire, David Rackley. Dave Roberts and bullpens. She's not really a good combo when it comes to managing them throughout past reputation. 2-0 count with 1 out. This pitch, no swing. 97 that went upstairs from Banda. It's a fastball. Against lefties, 218 batting average. Against righties, 252 with 5 home runs. The Winker has been smart. And you figured that Carlos Mendoza is going to keep him on this lineup. That's down through top right corner on the fastball. It's a 3-1 count for Banda. Runner at first is Alonso. A double play can still be up for grabs. Winker walked on the first time around. He'll walk on the second time around. On base again, 97 this time, that was to the left. It's been an hour since the first pitch. Dodgers are playing a bullpen game throughout this match. So far, it's LA up 2-1. And that was off the first lead change of this game. And Trevor Lawrence, just one touchdown pass, but Tank Bigsby, 26 carries, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns. In the absence of Travis Etienne. Starling Marte in the last 5 games, it's been 9 of 19 with 4 RBI. He's driven home 5 RBI in the games before that, even though he was 4 of 24. Seattle Seahawks winning 34-14 as Banda moving through. But Marte, his timeout is called. He adjusts his glasses. Tying run is at second base. Go ahead run is at first. First pitch. Big drive and a miss down low. It was on a slider 86 that time around. To Marte. Long tenured right fielder for the Mets. Can pull through in the clutch. Any moment. This pitch. Down for the middle. That took a two-seam fastball right down for the middle from Banda. It gets strike 2. Manaya struck out 2. The Dodgers relievers struck out 1. That was Kopech in the first inning. The 0-2. That has popped up. Who wants it? It's a shallow center. Going back is Alonso as he ducks and covers. Chris Taylor has it. 2-2 away. So no double plays needed for this last sequence, which is at Tyrone Taylor, whose struggles have been notable throughout this NLCS. Just 1 hit on 11 at-bats. Jeff McNeil, the guy after him, not much better, 0 for 7. He is filling in for Jose Iglesias. McNeil is returned in time. Iglesias up at the track. OMG. It's been a rallying cry for the Mets. This one fouled to right. First pitch foul ball on a 4-seamer. The rally cries include the OMG song, Grimace, Haley Welch, the Poya Pumpkin, a video of the Mets showing the Rizzler. With runners in scoring position, the Mets are 9 of 31 with runners in scoring position and wins. A big offer in losses, 1-1 on the count. You wonder every time they have runners in scoring position that they would win. When they don't, they would lose. That may be what could be. 2 fastballs this far, and this one's fouled. Slider, 86 miles an hour, so now it's 1-2 on the count. Strike 2 that time around. You'd wonder if Banda will get the final out on Taylor. Strikeout would be just the second one for the Dodgers relievers. 2-1 lead here in this game. Over the Mets. Here's the 1-2. Well upstairs. It now evens up the count. It's a fastball. 97 miles an hour. To recap the NFL games, the Seattle Seahawks defeated the Atlanta Falcons 34-14. The Falcons almost came back, but 3 straight touchdowns put an end to that. The 2-2. And back to that fastball is fouled back. And the Falcons, they got a touchdown in the third quarter, but any other touchdown hopes were quelled. Kenneth Walker, a touchdown pass, Jace, and then Derek Hall on a scoop and score. So it's a foul ball in the previous at-bat. 2-2 in the third. This pitch. Oh, that hit him. That loads the bases. He was hit on the right foot on a 2-2 pitch, and Jeff McNeil can drive them all home. Maybe. Just maybe. Hit by a fastball onto the right foot. Automatic walk that time around. Just the front tip. And while the Tennessee Titans, they scored the first 10 points against the Buffalo Bills, the Bills took over from that point onwards. James Cook, Amari Cooper, Ty Johnson, and Ray Davis all each have touchdowns as Mark Pryor initiates another mound meeting. Cooper with his first touchdown as a Buffalo Bill. Welcome to Western New York. And the Cincinnati Bengals defeat the Cleveland Browns 21-14. as the kickoff return for a touchdown from Charlie Jones set the tone. Sean Watson exited the game. Dorian Thompson-Robinson entered in. Bases loaded. The Mets can take the lead here. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. Mound meeting to calm the nerves of Banda. Nice, as we have a nice drone shot of the cityscape in Los Angeles. First one is a swing and a miss. The fastball went down Main Street. McNeil went on it, trying to slash this home. Couldn't do it. Hasn't batted in over a month, but McNeil is back. The 0-1. That is foul left on a fastball. Sticking with that. You got everyone clicking on all cylinders. Alonso at third. Winker at second. Taylor at first. On the bases loaded situation, but Bonda's trying to punch out McNeil. 0 for 7. Does he get his first hit of this game? On the 0-2. No, he doesn't! Got him swinging down low on a go-po swing, and Banda gets himself out the bases loaded jam. How do you do? Wasn't even close to it. Dodgers ball. Next. Back here for the bottom of the third. With the Dodgers leading the Mets 2-1. They got themselves out of a bases loaded jam. As Teoscar Hernandez is up. Takes ball one. It was upstairs on a sinker at 90 miles an hour. So they got out of a bases loaded jam with Alonso, Winker, and Taylor all on the bases. And this one, line to right for a base hit. This goes all the way to Starling Marte as it went down before it reached Marte. Teoscar on board. He has his first 2 hits of this series here in Game 6. Teoscar Hernandez keeping the Dodgers in this up and throughout. And Tommy Edman, who has been so sharp in this game. And in this series as well, Edman fouls to left on a changeup. It may have been likely an out at third in such a case. Maybe even a double play because it was fast enough. This series, he is 10 of 23. You could be looking at your likely NLCS MVP if all things are considered here. Trade deadline acquisition for the Cardinals did not play a single game with St. Louis, but has turned things on here with the Dodgers. Right on time. Oh, that's just outside. Barely. Another changeup from Manaya. And Edman may be the reason why the Dodgers are up in this game. At the RBI base in the first, slashes this left at the foul ball. Dodgers have the lead because of him. Spent the last 5 years of his career with the Cardinals. The Cardinals, they both sold and bought at the deadline, and getting Eric Fetty from the Chicago White Sox, and Tommy Pham as well. Pham later ended up on the Kansas City Royals as a waiver claim. 1-2 count. And Edman takes his time out. Fouled again. It's another changeup from Manaya. The next pitch will be the 59 for Manaya. There's nobody warming up at the bullpen right now. Previously it was Phil Maton, but they have scrapped those plans. Dodgers going for a full bullpen game. On a 1-2 count. High fly ball to deep left field. Nemo's all the way back. He'll watch it fly. That ball is long gone. Tommy Edman. An electrifying NLCS rumble song with a 2-run shot. High fives all across the dugout as the Dodgers are hungry for a World Series appearance. If they succeed, it will be the first LA versus New York championship series since the LA Kings and the New York Rangers a decade ago. Edman delivers his first home run in 79 at-bats. You've gotta feel good for this fella. Back-to-back sweepers, 1 ball, 1 strike. "4-1 Dodger lead near the third. That's outside the right line for Mad Max Muncy. 2-1 count. The Dodgers are trying to expand in this game. The 2-1. Outside right, 84 on the changeup. As the ole, 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 ole is starting all around at Dodger Stadium. After 1 strike, it is 3 straight balls as Manaya races up for the 3-1. 4 straight balls! The Dodgers are having everything go their way here in the 3rd inning. As Tommy Edman gets the home runners treatment from the dugout. Edman with the most RBI in a single series in franchise postseason history, tied with Mookie Betts in the 2020 NLCS. Edman with 11 in this year's NLCS. You could be looking at this year's NLCS MVP. Manaya is going to get pulled after this sequence. He didn't even make it out the 3rd inning. However, next reliever on is Phil Maton, who was warming up previously. Manaya is done after allowing 6 hits and 4 earned runs. We'll be right back for more action in Game 6 of the NLCS. wasn't Tommy Edmonds' home run that ended Manaea's night. It was the walk that was issued to Max Muncy. Oh my goodness, this ball got away! This ball got away! Max Muncy stole second base. And this pitch got well away as Kike Hernandez got away from that one. Oh my goodness. Nobody is out in the third as Phil Maton comes in for the first time. You can imagine that the Dodgers have a fire lit in their eyes after what happened in Game 5. They do not want to lose this game and disappoint their home crowd. 1-0 pitch. As downstairs, not by much though, 87 on this sinker. It's a two-seamer. To the wild pitch sends Muncy to second. It's Kike Hernandez. What can he deliver in October? Big swing and a miss. It's a cutter, 88 miles an hour. Last year was the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Texas took game 1, a classic, a 6-5, 11-inning thriller. Tommy Pham got the first of 3 home runs, but both of Texas home runs were the most important of their franchise history. This is to left field, but it's not deep enough for a home run. Brandon Nimmo will field it. Muncy does not move. 1 up and 1 away. So send us to Andy Paez, 7th in the order. And while Arizona answered back with a dominant pitching effort from Merrill Kelly in Game 2 of a 9-1 victory, the Rangers won every game ever since and finished 11-0 on the road in the postseason. So Andy Paez can deliver. Not there is a cutter at 90 that was bottom left, outside. Arizona friend to score first in the second, but Christian Walker was thrown out home by Adolis Garcia. An RBI base hit by Marcus Semien and a 2-run home run by Corey Seager got the Rangers a 3-0 lead. 1-0. On to the right, cutter 89. Max Scherzer was pulled from game 3. John Gray entered relief. And while the Diamondbacks got on board with an RBI single from Geraldo Perdomo, Aroldis Chapman forced Ketel Marte, representing the potential tying run at the plate, to go into an inning-ending double play as Paez skies this to right. Marte is right there. And it's not Ketel Marte, but Starling Marte. Ketel plays second base for Arizona. There's some stretches here over at the bullpen, by the way. Marte is the nephew of Wilson Valdez, married to the cousin of Vlad Guerrero Jr., by the way. Game 4 was an 11-7 Texas win. No swing from Will Smith. This was to the left. Josh Jung led off the second inning with a double. After he advanced to third, scored the first run of the game off a wild pitch by Miguel Castro. Relieved Joe Mantiply in a bullpen game. Fly ball, center field. That sends Tyrone Taylor back. Hello and goodbye. Will Smith delivers. And just like that is 6-1 LA. The last 2 scoring plays being 2-run home runs. And every time the Dodgers had a scoring play, it is 2 runners scored in. This one was a 2-run shot to center. Will Smith brought home him and himself. They're trying to go to the World Series. He and Max Muncy in, 2 of the longest tenured Dodgers on this roster. 6-1. LA. 7th career postseason home run, the most by a Dodgers catcher ever, to extend his own record. 0-1 count as Chris Taylor swung and missed on Phil Maton. 0-1. This is driven to right field. That sends Marte all the way back. He's right there. And the catch made at the warning tracks. No further damage. Tommy Edman, Will Smith, both delivered 2-run shots, expanding this lead at 6-1, tripling the run total. Alec Nava here with you. The fourth inning is up next. Back here in the fourth inning as Francisco Alvarez gets on board at first base with a base hit to left center. The Mets have the third highest winning percentage in the MLB postseason history all time, 567. Carlos Mendoza being interviewed at the Mets dugout. Tommy Edman being the hero for the Mets thus far. Anthony Bonda still going here in the fourth inning. He's responsible for the last 2 outs of the third. Upstairs on a sinker, 96 miles an hour. Something could say that it's not over yet. As Alvarez is on board. Lindor at the plate, 1-for-1. He walked in the first inning, base hit to right to bring Alvarez to second. At strike one, over a top center on the fastball, 97 miles an hour. Lindor has a home run, 2 RBIs. I apologize if anyone's watching this on Twitch. I was not able to stream yesterday here. No, 1-1. That's a low drive and a miss by Lindor to make it 1-2 on the count. Got it swinging. So that was because of my computer crashing at that spot. When I was trying to open up OBS to stream to Twitch. I have to upload to YouTube, no worries. At this green screen right behind me. Edwin Diaz warming up. That is strange. 1-2 is the count. This pitch. Line drive to left. Teoscar Hernandez chasing after. He does make it. 1 up and 1 away. I'll leave Alvarez at first. So now it's Brandon Nimmo, who is 421 this series, has been dealing with that plantar fasciitis ever since the NODS. Back-to-back two-run homers for the Dodgers as Nimmo wildly swung and missed on a fastball. It was upstairs, 97 miles an hour. So here's the 0-1. Oh my goodness, another swing and miss in which Nimmo should not have. This one was well low, and by the time he went after it, he already went good enough for that strike. There's 0-2 on the count. He went after slider. The first one's a fastball. See what's in store for this 0-2 pitch? And Nimmo thought about it, and he thought better if it's a slider, 87 miles an hour. Alvarez is at first. 25 pitches so far for Banda. Who knows if this is his last outing? The 1-2. Got him swinging! It's a fastball placed in the top right corner, and Anthony Banda doing the job. And that is the last we'll see of him. He put 4 away. Now we'll see who the next batter is in just a moment. It'll be Ryan Brasier, who'll be in charge of the next 3 outs. At the very minimum. Dave Roberts wants to limit his guys to at most 20 pitches. He's staying to that. Back in a moment. Entering this game, there's not been a lead change thus far, and each game has been a blowout. Game 3 was the first time they were shut out twice in one series. Game 4, they were 0 for 10 with runners and scoring precision. 12 runners left on base. Game 5, 10 runs scored the first 4 innings, which is the tie for the most in team history. Brasier down 6-1 at the top of the 4th inning. Going up against Mark Vientos. Vientos has 2 home runs allowed in 5 games this postseason. The 1-0. Driven to center field. This is going deep. Way back towards the wall. And gone! Mark Vientos has done it again. 14 RBIs. His 5th home run of the postseason. His guy has been electric. Hit one on the second pitch that drives him all the way through. And he quiets his LA crowd for the moment, and Brazier knew he should have had that one. Sort of stumbled for a bit. Here's a bouncer. Edmund has it. Throws all the way to Muncy. No further damage. And a polar bear contained and brought back to the zoo. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Dodgers lead, although Vientos delivered a 2-run home run of his own, scoring himself and Francisco Alvarez. Dodgers bats up next. The Mets know that they say it's never over until it is over. And they'll have all hands on deck at all points. Edwin Diaz is out. Drove 3 games to 1. In this series, Mark Vientos with 14 RBI, the most in a single postseason. Curtis Granderson and John Olerud, each with 12 in 2015 and 1999. These days put, Ohtani, this is the line of sight of Francisco Alvarez in foul territory. He's down. 1 up and 1 away. And Diaz gets the first pitch out. So it's a very curious decision by Carlos Mendoza to put Edwin Diaz in. But he's got the first out thus far. It's his earliest appearance since June 14th, 2016, when he was a Seattle Mariner. He's appearing in the 4th inning. Very strange to see him in a non-save situation, but now, with the Mets down by 3 runs and need to come back in this, the all-hands-on-deck approach. So it's 1-1 the count. It's a strike swinging. It got a foul tip back to the catcher. Just enough, 97 miles an hour. Tito signals with the let it rain. But no, that there has not been any rain thus far here. 2-1 on the count as this is ball 2. All fastballs here from Diaz. The trumpet man. The 2-1. Make it 3-1. That's another ball for Mookie. The Teoscar Hernandez was come alive at the right time. On deck here, 2 for 2. Both of them have been base hits for Teoscar. Here's the free one. Upstairs. And that'll walk Mookie to first. On a fastball, 96 miles an hour. The Teoscar has been a big story for the Dodgers. Came over for the Seattle Mariners on a one-year deal. 2-2 of a pair of runs scored tonight for Teoscar. After previously going 0 for 18 in this series. Has yet to hit a home run, but he did hit a home run. As here comes Mookie Betts. The throw, not there. Right to Jeff McNeil. And there's a steal from Mookie. He'll take second base as his throw got upstairs immediately. Right as Diaz was winding up, 97 on the fastball. The throw was off for McNeil. Couldn't tag out. Mookie Betts. 22 stolen bases thus far, especially after Ohtani's 50-50 season. Mookie Betts wants to get some more momentum up. Plays shortstop and right field. The 1-0. Fouls this one up. This is over to the right. Pete Alonso chasing after it. This time he doesn't need to go nearby that foul wall. Jump it away. But he makes just a simple catch. Tommy Edman has been the most dangerous Dodger as of late. 6-3 lead with LA up on top. Edman moving up. A double, a 2-run home run, and 4 RBIs. 11 of 24 this series. Has some great numbers to have. Edman fouls this one. It's a fastball. 98 miles an hour. This is one. McNeil was holding him on to the bases. Mookie Betts is at second as Diaz is readying up. This pitch. Big drive and a miss. That time was a slider from Diaz. See how long he goes. Sometimes he's been utilized as a long reliever, but primarily he's been a closer. Pitched the final 2 innings when the Mets clinched the postseason. The 0-2. Fly ball center field. Has he done it again? He will not. Tyrone Taylor shy of the foul tracks. The warning tracks, that is. It remains a 6-3 Dodger lead. The Mets will have been free after trailing by 5. We go on to the 5th inning in just a moment. Andrew, how you doing? Good to have you on board here tonight.
Hey, Alec, how's it going?
All good, Yins?
Yins vote today?
Oh. Yeah, I know I did it, but just want to say no more of what happened in the you-know-what. Well, just to say it as the Steeler, well, it just can't take any more years of a circus, you know?
Of course.
say the
Good you
least.
go.
In a row.
To Pickens.
There's George Pickens. And there's Russ. Just as we speak, Steelers at the half. With 27 seconds to go, we get back in action here. The Mets were down by 5. Do the Dodgers hold or do the Mets come back?
Mets come back. Winker at the plate.
Well, this is going to be very tough to see. Winker, a reputation as a trash talker, he fouls on the first pitch. Yeah, you remember heavily that the Brewers fans were booing him mercilessly whenever he was at the plate.
Oh, yeah, of course. I remember.
Pepperidge Farm remembers. I love that line from Family Guy.
Of course.
Yeah. There's a slider at a time. It's fouled. So it's a bullpen game for the Dodgers. And while the Dodgers are up 6-3, the Mets are known to crush bullpens, as was seen when they have gone up against elite closers. This one slashed right field on a line drive shy of Mookie Betts. It's a base hit for Winker. Now Starling Marte is up. He's the right fielder for the Mets. Ironically, it's Winker put it at the place where Betts usually mans at right field. He can play both shortstop and right field, but Betts began the season as a shortstop, but moved back to his natural position at right field, which has been his strength with the Boston Red Sox. Bottom right from Ryan Brasier is still going. So, you feeling LA versus New York or Subway Series?
I'm hoping for Subway Series, but we need some hits around here. What do you think?
Either way, it's going to do wonders for ratings after what happened last year, because the casual fan will look at Dodgers versus Yankees and see this as an attractive matchup. Underdog versus underdog might not sit well with the casual fan, and it's more for the baseball purist in that regard. 0-2. Big swing and a miss. Marte will sit down, targeting that center area as Brasier doing the job. 1 down, 2 to go in this 5th inning. That was late for Marte. Mistimed that clearly. That's Tyrone Taylor, who has struggled. Taylor, ball 1 as it was outside bottom left. At halftime, the Jets lead 15-13. Taylor was a Brewer in his last 5 years before he came over to the Mets. But he noticeably struggled in this series. He's 1 of 11 and does not have a hit thus far. No swing from Taylor. Sinker at 95.
Flies out center.
Oh, I know you're ahead of me, so...
Sorry. I'll stop.
Yeah, but you were just noting about, but it's good to have you on board any day of the week. 2-0 pitch, fly ball, going to center field at right center, chasing down for his Pajes. Perfect chase down. It's like, you see someone on a chase down, and you immediately think when someone is chasing down a baseball, you could also think about some moments over at the NBA of iconic chase down blocks. Oh, blocked by James.
Pretty Iguodala.
And now Jeff McNeil searching for his first hit this postseason. Bottom left. He takes strike 1. Grounded out and struck out on his previous 2 appearances. 0 for 8 thus far in this postseason. He's coming off of an injury, and he is in place of Jose Iglesias. Oh, a big drive and a miss. Even if they were checking the swing, they got him. It was a sinker followed by slider. And they're waving their towels here at Dodger Stadium. Runner at first is Jesse Winker on the base hit. 0-2. Outside left, slider, 86. So we're at the halfway mark of this 5th inning. And yesterday I just stared in awe and reminiscing that unbelievable home run shot by Juan Soto. As we have ball two, but Juan Soto in the clutch again, as it can come with time. And Soto has been in the hero role before, and now he's on the Yankees. Many may see him on the villain role right now, but to be blunt, the Yankees want to get a generational bat as much as they can. Line drive to right, Mookie Betts. Johnny on the spot to put away the Mets. No more runs scored. Bottom of the fifth, halfway mark of the first 9. So with the Yankees in the World Series, some were questioning about the effectiveness of how out the road may be, but let's be frank. The Guardians, they beat the Tigers in a hard-fought series. The Tigers beat the Astros in the wild card series. When facing up against the Guardians team who beat the Tigers and survived a hard-fought battle and plays a similar style to the Tigers, and with each and every game of this ALCS being in tight and decided by at most 3 runs, that's not an easy matchup going against it, despite the fact that the Yankees have historically had the upper hand on the Guardians in the postseason history. It's not easy though.
A lot of us thought the Tigers were going to be the ones coming out of the AL. I know John did.
Well, I think you got to have a rotation. You got Tariq Skubal as your ace, front and center. Clearly, he was the best pitcher of this postseason. Just figured that he ran out of gas by Game 5 when he gave up that grand slam to Lane Thomas. But then you have Keider Montero and Reese Olson at your starting rotation. What killed the Tigers, in my opinion, was that they didn't start Olson in Game 1. I didn't understand that logic.
Me neither. But hey, Guardians got a guy called da 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 da. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
John Kenzie Noel, legend.
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need.
All I want for Christmas is you. Oh, whenever it's Christmas time, it's always that song is the first one to think about from Mariah Carey. And she's still getting royalties from that song to this day. It's amazing, this generational run.
Exactly. So what are your top 5 Christmas songs, Alec?
Well, how can I count out Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
Is that coming out of 5?
Oh, I mean, I gotta go with it. If Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is one, then All I Want for Christmas may be another. On that, well...
Feliz Navidad?
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Pero año felicidad.
And Mad Max, he swung and missed on the first pitch from Edwin Diaz. It's the earliest that Diaz has been out there. Oh, Muncy show bunt. No swing from Muncy. It was not enough. 1-1 on this count. So it's the earliest that Diaz has been in a mound appearance since 2016 when he was a Mariner. Strange to believe, but given he was a Mets, Muncy. Oh my goodness! What a dive and catch! And on time! On the throw and the step on the plate. What a trumpet man, Edwin Diaz! How's about that? The polar bear is on the loose! You would not believe this! Great play by Edwin Diaz as he made up for his mistake on the game in which the Mets wanted to clinch the postseason, in which he did not go to the plate. That allowed the Braves to get closer as KK pumped and missed at the bottom left. 0-1 on the count. 6 of 21. You know, Andrew, I'm hoping that Jaden Daniels is okay. That didn't look good for him when he got hurt. Oh, 2 on the count. 17 pitch from Diaz is to the left. That's a flame-throwing fastball, 98 miles an hour. And even though Washington got the win 40-7, hoping for the best for JD. Upstairs, 96. Marcus Mariota had himself a solid outing under Cliff Kingsbury. In relief of Daniels. 2-2. Big swing and a miss. 97 on this flamethrower from Diaz. 2 up and 2 away. Still, the Dodgers preserving a 6-3 lead. Tommy Edman and Will Smith, both with 2-run home runs in the 3rd inning. Mark Vientos in the 4th inning. Go on for the way. Just as Andy Pajes, the center fielder. 1-0 count. 2 outs in this 5th. Pajes on the right line. 89 miles an hour on this slider. 0-2, fouled out and flew out. So Manaea lasted just 2 innings. Didn't get out the 3rd. And a line drive immediately stopped by Francisco Lindor. So Diaz still going. Can function as a long reliever as well. Francisco Alvarez, Francisco Lindor, Brandon Nimmo due up in the 6th. To the 6th inning we go. Mets have 12 more outs to save their season. As this one on the first pitch, off of Edman, chasing after his Pajes, Teoscar gets there first. Alvarez with a lead-off base hit. On consecutive plate appearances, Francisco Alvarez gets base hits, this time to left center field, off Tommy Edman. The Mets staying alive by any means necessary. And with Lindor at the plate, this can get interesting. Why, Dave Roberts is going with Evan Phillips right here to start things off, to put away the top guys when it matters the most. 6 strikeouts in 4 postseason games for Phillips. He's been utilized as a de facto closer on the first pitch. Lindor gets it up, shallow left. Teoscar running up to it, and a chase down. Right on target. Alvarez stays at first, 2 pitches, a base hit and an out. Now with Brandon Nimmo, who's 0 for 3. A ground out, a pop out, and a strikeout swinging. Up against Phillips. Lefty on righty matchup. This could be tough for the right-handed Phillips. He has not had a hit thus far in this game. 2 RBIs though in this series. But dealing with plantar fasciitis, it can be a struggle. First pitch. Bottom side, sweeper. 86 miles an hour, it was just downstairs. Game 6, inning number 6. These high leverage arms are well rested for the Dodgers, while the Mets' high leverage arms are depleted. Diaz went for a long time, Stanek went for a long time. Second pitch ball is just to the right on a cutter. 92 miles an hour, Roberts has a strategy that is headed his way. A win here will put the Dodgers in the World Series. Bullpen coach Josh Bard also there. The 2-0. High fly ball center field. That sends Pages back. He sees this, and he will catch it. That keeps Alvarez at bay at first base. 2 up and 2 away. Now against Mark Vientos. That man is up on the plate. He got the Mets to within 3 of a 2-run home run, scoring himself and Francisco Alvarez at center field, 401 feet. The official markers of the Tommy Edman and Will Smith home runs, 4-6 and 4-16 at left center and center, respectively. First pitch. No swing from Vientos. He thought about it, thought better of it. On a sweeper, 86, that was just to the left. That's the most RBI in a single postseason. Ahead of Curtis Granderson and John Olerud, 2015, 2019 with 12 each. There's a sweeper to the left. Game 1 of the World Series will be Friday. John on high will have the coverage of that. If Game 7 is tomorrow, I'll have you guys the coverage. I will cover this here on Spaces and Twitch. 1-0. Big drive and a miss. It was downstairs on a sweeper. Only after 87 miles an hour as Phillips continues to deliver. Constant pressure up on the board. Mets trying to save their season. The 1-1. Downstairs. It becomes 2-1 on the count. Pete Alonso on deck. He's 2 of 3. You'd wonder if anything happens, what could happen? The 2-1. Outside on a sweeper. 87 again. Now it's a 3-1 count, and Phillips may be running into some trouble after making quick work of both Lindor and Nimmo. I know putting Nimmo at that 2 spot may be a good idea after he's dealing with an injury. Dodgers lead the series 3-2. Mets down by 3, trailing 3 runs to 6. 3-1 pitch. Just upstairs, and the tying run is at the plate. That comes with Pete Alonso. He has delivered a clutch home run in Game 3 at the NLWCS. A 3-run shot off Devin Williams in Game 5 at the NLCS. He has delivered a home run to get things going at Citi Field and get the party started. Runners at first and second. Mark Vientos and Francisco Alvarez. Alonso has been hot. Can he deliver again? 2 base hits and an RBI. 1 home run with 4 RBI. He's 2 for free. Can Phillips put him away? Not that time. It's a sweeper. It's outside. 87 miles an hour that time around. Does Alonso come through with another clutch hit? As was the case in Game 3 of the NLWCS. The 1-0. Outside left. Good block by Smith. It does not move anyone. But it's back-to-back sweepers at that same location. This game and the last game, he's 4 of 5 after starting this series, 2 of 15. Has a home run and 4 RBI to go with this. But he's driven home an RBI in this game. The 2-0. Another sweeper. It's now a 3-0 count. Fantastic patience from Pete Alonso. 135 home runs to left, 69 to center, and 27 to right field in his career. That includes postseason home runs. 1 to 27 was at right field in the postseason. And the bases are loaded downstairs. What does Dave Roberts do with Jesse Winker up? Tying run is on board. Go ahead run at the plate. Winker can tie it or even take the lead of a grand slam. Tying run at first. It's Mark Pryor coming out. Alvarez at third, Vientos second, Alonso first. So those are the runners that are on board here at Dodger Stadium. It's another bases loaded jam here. 6-free game here for the Dodgers. They let as many as 5 runs. The Green Bay Packers defeat the Houston Texans 24-22 at their home field at Lambeau. Brandon McManus, the game-winning field goal, 45 yards out for the Packers. Touchdowns from Tucker Kraft, Dontavian Wicks, and Josh Jacobs. For the Packers, Joe Mixon, twice for the Texans. No lefties in that Dodger bullpen anymore. And Winker, he can crush it. He's been electric. 350 batting average. No swing as this goes downstairs. 88 miles an hour. 5 grand slams in his career with the bases loaded. 353 batting average as well. This season he's 2 of 9 though with the bases loaded. But he's going to be aggressive. He stared at that one for too long. It's a fastball that was perfect at the right line. And Phillips looking to get out this jam. The same way that Anthony Bonda got out the bases loaded jam in the 3rd inning. The 1-1. Foul to left. And this brings the Mets to their last strike of this 6th inning. With runners in scoring position, the Mets are 1 for 7. Dodgers 2 for 9. Can New York deliver at least a tying run or even a go-ahead run? The 1-2. Fly ball to left. Teoscar Hernandez is stepping up, and he makes the catch. Evan Phillips, Teoscar Hernandez, they combine to get out the bases loaded jam, and the Dodgers maintain their 6-3 lead. Though both teams have 7 hits apiece, the Dodgers doubling the Mets in runs. We'll be back. Smith to lead off the sixth inning for LA. He's delivered one of the two two-run home runs for the Dodgers in the third inning alongside Tommy Edman. Rob Lowe in attendance, diehard Dodger fan, Orel Hershiser, the 1988 World Series MVP, and Dave Winfield, 2001 Hall of Fame inductee. He'll be Hall of Fame. Ball one to the left on a fastball. Ryan Stanek, who was used up in Game 5, or bulk of that time, as he really had used up the 1-0 in and out of Francisco Alvarez's glove. And in Game 5 of this NLCS, it was out there for 2 1/3 innings through 31 pitches. A 2-run home run, the third for Smith, 421 in this NLCS. Chris Taylor is on deck. The 2-0. It's downstairs, 97 on the fastball. It's a 3-0 count. Stanek was with the Houston Astros last year. The Seattle Mariners to begin this year. Ohtani batting third on this order for LA. Stanek trying to maintain its momentum. It's 3 straight fastballs. What will this one be? And that's ball 4. Outside to the left. It's 4 pitches, 4 balls for Stanek on Smith. That'll load him on board. Both pitchers combined for 2. So all pitchers combined between the ninth and 213 pitches gave up 9 runs, 14 hits, 10 walks. In the 1-2-3 innings, the 1-2-3 and outs recorded just 1. Mound meeting here, right for Stanek. The mound visit, the Indianapolis Colts down the Miami Dolphins 16-10. Well, the Dolphins were up first. Jonnu Smith from Tyler Huntley. 3 field goals from Matt Gay sealed off any hope for the Colts. 1 from 52 yards to end the first half. Tyler Goodson had the only touchdown for the Colts. 7 yards out. Now with Evan Phillips' day done, have Stanek on board. And here's the bunt attempt from Chris Taylor. Not there. Ball 1 if it was downstairs. The Detroit Lions knock off the Minnesota Vikings 31-29 to hand them their first loss of the season. The Vikings got out to a quick start. Aaron Jones and Will Reichard, 34-yard touchdown, 57-yard field goal. No bunt from Taylor. It's at the same placement, 97 on the fastball. The second quarter was all Lions. Jahmyr Gibbs, 45 yards on the run for the touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 35-yard touchdown reception. And Gibbs, 8-yard touchdown run. Justin Jefferson made things interesting, but also Khalif Raymond did 2-0. Taylor bunts this one successfully. It's actually fouled, though. Didn't miss by much, though, as Pete Alonso picks this up. Will Reichard sparked a comeback attempt. 42 and 48 yards on his field goals. Ivan Pace Jr. scooped and scored 36 yards out. But Jake Bates drove home the winning field goal with 15 seconds left to secure the victory. 2-1 count for Taylor, who's playing second base, so he is a utility player on the Dodgers. 2-1, showing bunt again. This one popped up, scooped up. Is there a double play? No, there's not! It seemed to be there for a moment, but not anymore, as that throw was a little too much for the Mets to handle there, as this bunt was successful from Chris Taylor. There is no play. Pete Alonso tried to throw Will Smith at second, and the catch was a little late from Francisco Lindor. Taylor at first, Smith at second. The Steelers, they have taken the lead on a 21-yard field goal. A slide to second base from Will Smith, and Shohei Ohtani can deliver magic. Could there be another mound visit at hand? Game 5 of the WNBA Finals is going right now. They're in overtime. The Liberty trying to win their first title in franchise history. 42 runs have been scored in this series. That's a new franchise record. What could be better than this? Game 5, overtime. Foul to right from Ohtani. 65-60, the Liberty lead. Trying to take their first title against the Minnesota Lynx. Second overtime game of this series. Ohtani a win away from his first World Series trip. In his first year as a Dodger. The 0-1. Big drive and a miss. Went low on a splitter on Stanek. Philadelphia Eagles spiked the 28-3 score line. It was final. They did not blow it. 28-3. Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown. Touchdowns in the second quarter. Jalen Hurts with a pair of tush-push touchdowns. 0-2 count on Ohtani. It's a foul ball and a strike swinging. That makes it 0-2 count. This one low. Didn't go after that splitter that time around. It's been all splitters on this sequence. 1-2 is the count. Stanek still looking onwards. The Rams take down the Raiders 20-15. Kyron Williams. The touchdown says this one low. Cameron Curl with a scoop and score. The other touchdown. Daniel Carlson with 5 field goals in this game. So those were the only scores. 2-2 to count. Commanders blow out the Panthers 40-7. In FS, 2 touchdowns from Marcus Mariota, Brian Robinson. Touchdown run. Oh my goodness, Ohtani just got out that way. Full count as he dodged that. Mariota threw for 2 touchdowns, one to Zach Ertz and another to Ben Sinnott. Dante Fowler Jr. also had a pick 6. Full count for Ohtani. Can he deliver here? The Chiefs defeat the 49ers in a Super Bowl rematch, 28-18. Ohtani fouls back. Kareem Hunt with a pair of touchdown runs. Patrick Mahomes and Mecole Hardman in the fourth quarter with touchdown runs of their own. When the Niners, it's Brock Purdy, 1 yard out on his touchdown runs. 6-3, Dodger lead. The 3-2. Line drive center field. Is this going to be caught? No! It's off of Tyrone Taylor. On his way is Will Smith, and he will score! The Dodgers not going away. It's 7-3. Taylor made a valiant effort trying to get to that ball, and even so, it took a bounce right in front of him. There was no play to be had here in this historic venue. No play as Smith went on his way. Mookie Betts so thrilled. Hey, but Smith was going to stop at first. But no, he kept on going knowing that Taylor had this in the bag. And now Mookie can deliver some more. Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Carrying on his guys, he delivered a good game 4. You figure he would be the game 1 starter. And we'll have a pitching change right after this. Stanek didn't make it out of this inning. Reed Garrett due up next. Reed Garrett, for 6 games, 10 strikeouts. High leverage reliever for the Mets. And already Edwin Diaz, Ryan Stanek already used up. Stanek especially has been burnt up. Diaz maybe as well, but Stanek especially after being out there for 31 pitches in Game 5. How will Garrett do against Betts? He throws the first pitch ball. 7-3, Dodger lead. If Shohei Ohtani leaned the way. An RBI base hit. The first lead change came in the first inning with Tommy Edmonds' RBI double, scoring both Ohtani and Teoscar Hernandez. 1-0 count. Garrett trying to pick off the runner at second, and getting back safely is Chris Taylor. Almost had it there. Ball one on a sweeper is downstairs, and the pickoff attempt at second base, not there as there was no tag. Does get the hand back in. Just in time. Now it is Garrett right on Mookie Betts. I know Ohtani did a little wink. Right to the camera. The 1-0. Big swing and a miss. On the left center side, 1-1. It's a two-seam fastball sinker. It's a two-seam fastball, also known as a sinker. Generally one of the faster pitches. This doesn't have the same velocity as a four-seam fastball. The 1-1. Line drive to left. Dropped by Mark Vientos. The play to second is right there. Ohtani is thrown out. Vientos was able to recover the drop ball and get Ohtani out. He'll be scored as a fielder's choice to third. Vientos dropped it. There's no double play to be had. It popped in and out of his glove. As Teoscar Hernandez is now up. Tommy Edman played the cleanup role. 2-3 as far as Teoscar. His first 2 hits came in this game. Before this game, he was 0 for 18. No home runs, no RBIs. But 2 of 3 is nothing to scoff at. First pitch. Line drive to left. Oh my goodness! Francisco Lindor is not human! A diving leap to catch it for the second out of the bottom of the 6th. Ho! He's keeping the Mets alive in this game, and he's why, with his clutch defense, he's giving them a fighting chance to come back. But with the depleted bullpen, can he pull through in such an important moment? Now up against Tommy Edman. With his connection to the bats, it's as smooth as bread and butter. A swing can expand this lead when it connects with the ball. Runners at the corners with 2 outs. Betts at first, Taylor at third. 11 RBIs in a single series in Dodgers history. That's tied for the most with Corey Seager in the 2020 NLCS. First pitch, just on the right line. On a sweeper. 86 miles an hour that time around for Reed Garrett as he is pitching still for the Mets. In relief of Stanek. Gave him an RBI single to Ohtani. The 0-1. And here comes Mookie Betts. There's no play. He'll take second base. There is no play at second base as Alvarez could not throw on time. Now you have runners at second and third. And as Betts took off, there's no throw for Alvarez to have as Betts dove at it and reached out. Nothing hurt, but everything is intact. The 1-1. Low throw, it's a sweeper, 87 miles an hour. It's a 16-15 Steeler lead. First and goal, by the way. 2-1 count. First base is empty, by the way. This pitch, bouncing ball, is going to be a tough play for Jeff McNeil, but makes it anyway. Tommy Edman put away this time around as we go and stretch here in advance of the 7th inning. The Mets trying to save their season. Shohei Ohtani have an RBI base hit, but Francisco Lindor have a diving catch to prevent any further damage. Nine more outs, and the Dodger bullpen game will succeed as this first pitch is towards the left side on the fastball. Daniel Hudson trying to cover the next free outs. Another power right-handed arm for the Dodgers. They have a lot of those here as this is a drive. A big catch all the way to first in time. Starling Marte will not get an opportunity to see first base. A clutch grab from Kike Hernandez. And a throw on time to Max Muncy. Great reactionary catch, but the throw all the way across. And Muncy kept his foot on board. Now Tyrone Taylor. First pitch. Oh, that's upstairs. He was hit by a pitch in the third, but he is 1 for 12 this series. Russell Wilson scored the latest touchdown, but Xavier Newman got hurt and was a bad-looking injury. 1-1 as the count is even up as it was top right corner on the strike. Stays a 7-3 game. Dodgers trying to seal the deal. The 1-1 on the way. Chop ball foul to left. So Hudson got the final out the World Series for the Washington Nationals 5 years ago. Just misses this one on a slider at 90 miles an hour. 2-2. Daniel Hudson and Sean Doolittle split closing duties for the most part, but Doolittle was the primary closer for the Nationals that year. The 2-2. Line drive to left. Down. Shy of Teoscar is a base hit for Tyrone Taylor, so finally he gets a hit. One up and one away. Jeff McNeil at the plate, looking for his first hit in his 10th plate appearance. Grounded out, struck out, and lined out. Mets trying to keep the season alive. Line drive to right. He does get his first hit. It's between the gaps. Andy Pye is trying to throw Tyrone Taylor to third. Don't count them outs out yet. Runners at the corners. McNeil and Taylor at first and third. Francisco Alvarez up next. He is a perfect 2 for 2. But then after him, you have Francisco Lindor. Unless you get a double play, got Lindor up. High stress environment as at a meeting. 2 for 2, 7 of 16 this series for Alvarez. He's come alive as of late. First pitch. Alvarez skies this deep right field, sending Betts back. It may be deep enough to score a run. And it will be. Tyrone Taylor makes this a free run game. 2 up and 2 away. Trading out for a run there. The Mets are living free. Top of the order now, Francisco Lindor. And we have some news. Up from the WNBA. It's finally over. Strike one upstairs. It's finally over. The New York Liberty's long drought has come to a conclusion. They're the 2024 WNBA champions. Year one. Lindor skies this left side. 0-2 on the count. An outfitting that ends in Game 5 of overtime. 67-62, the final score. The 0-2. That is low, slider 90. Dodgers still lead 7-4 in the 7th inning. A 28-year drought ends, and the Liberty on top. 1-2 from Daniel Hudson on Francisco Lindor. On the way upstairs. It's a fastball at 95 miles an hour. Two and two on the count. Here's the pitch. Big drive and a miss. Lindor gets punched out. Daniel Hudson does the job. And the LA Dodgers can expand on their lead even more to make this comeback hopes for the Mets all gone. Bottom of the 7th next. Francisco Lindor was the one who limited damage to the Dodgers, but Daniel Hudson got a measure of revenge, and on him, Rob Lowe was watching onwards and being thrilled. Magic Johnson, partial team owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, he's in attendance tonight here at Dodger Stadium. He spent his entire career with the LA Lakers of the NBA. He won a national championship with the Michigan State Spartans in 1979. He was selected first overall in the 1979 draft. Once he takes strike one down for the middle. Magic won 5 championships during the Showtime Lakers era. 0-1 pitch is upstairs from Mad Max. It's part of a... He's a founding member of Guggenheim Baseball Management, managing entity of the MLB's LA Dodgers and the WNBA Sparks. Oh, that's to the left on the cutter for Kodai Senga. It's become a bullpen game for the Mets, and they did not want to have it that way because their bullpen is basically depleted. But no matter what happens, this magical season has been a fun ride for the Mets. 1-2 pitch. Whoa! That hit Muncy! He will be first. Six different pitcher for LA was Daniel Hudson. Since 2016, the pitching in the postseason, among starters 24 and 29, with relievers 27 and 14. Michael Kopech started this, followed by Ben Kasparius, Anthony Banda, Ryan Brasier, Evan Phillips, Daniel Hudson, Blake Trinan warming up. So we'll continue to see the bullpen for the Dodgers. So Kasparius, Brasier, Banda used up Hudson, Kopech, Phillips. Trinan will be the next man up. Also on the disposal are Edgardo Henriquez and Brent Honeywell. Landon Knack also there. And Kopech got the job done in the first inning. First pitch. That's grounded. Not picked up for the first part. There will not be a double play. Muncy is out at second, but there will not be a double play of a mishandle. Kike Hernandez is on board. At first base, Andy Paja is in. Their lead is 7-4 Dodgers. Kodai Senga on the plate. The Dodgers utilize his bullpen game to near perfection. This first pitch for Pajes is down low. Fastball 96 miles an hour. You'd wonder if Trinan can deliver the last outs of this game. Try and get through the first three quickly. And go on for the last three. On board. The 0-1 for Pajes. Big swing and a miss. 95 on the fastball. The Jets are in the red zone, driving down. 0-2 is the count for Pajes. With one out, and Kike is at first. The Dodgers go to a World Series. They'll face the Yankees, which is basically these two teams being mirror images of each other. That's spiked to the dirt, and a good block by Alvarez to keep Kike at bay at first. 1-2 on the count. On the forkball, one of Senga's pitches that he uses on his arsenal. Not a common ball to pitch, though. Dave Roberts looking for his second World Series title as the Dodgers manager. Pickoff attempt at first is unsuccessful. Alex Vesia on the inactive list for the Dodgers. He has not been on the lineup ever since he injured himself in Game 5 of the NLDS against the San Diego Padres. The 1-2. Foul to left. Oh, that was so close to being a fair ball. Could not get by the dirt. If this goes to the 8th, what do you do if you're Blake Trinan? Get anything out? And if you have to use their starters, who do you turn to? The 1-2 on the way. Big drive and a miss. Another forkball from Kodai Senga. This time it punches out Andy Pajes. One at bat. All it took in Juan Soto of a clutch 3-run home run in the 10th inning yesterday to send the Yankees to the World Series. The baddest man at the Bronx right now. Will Smith up. First pitch. Fly ball to left field, but Nimmo is not phased. And that's the first pitch out. And so go to the 8th inning. The Mets, 6 more chances. Nimmo, Vientos, and Alonso up next. Mets have 6 more outs to save their season. They got 1 run because of a sac fly. And the 7th inning from Francisco Alvarez has scored in Tyrone Taylor. Have Nimmo, Vientos, and Alonso for this sequence. Blake Trinan out there for the 8th inning. Jonquel Jones is your 2024 WNBA Finals MVP. So this is a setup for Trinan. Perhaps he'll go for 1 inning and then a big decision for the night. Who do you go to? 7 strikeouts thus far for the Dodgers in this postseason for Trinan, and 2 saves as well. Top right corner on a perfect placement on the sinker. That got Nimmo fooled out. 0 for 4 in this game. Flew out his last at bat. 2 RBIs though. Ground out, pop out, strikeout, and a fly out. All that's left, if in terms of outs, is a foul out. 1-1 as this was a low upstairs. Vientos due up next regardless. He is 1 for 3 though. The 1-1. Check swing at first. Got him. 1-2 count. He went just enough for that. Trying and readying up. Now Nimmo on the 1-2. He got enough of that one. 0 for 5 on the night. And the Mets with 5 more opportunities to keep their season alive. So much spin on that as Nimmo just got just enough of that. Got it across. On the angle. Good eye from the umpires as they caught him out. First pitch for Vientos, way off to the left. It was a sinker, also known as a two-seam fastball. A 2-run home run and a walk for Vientos in this game. The Dodgers took the lead away from the Mets in the first inning, and they have not let it go. They've led by as much as 5 runs. The 1-0. This is fouled up. Not on the field of play. It's to go to the second level. 1-1 is the count. Again, it's that sinker that's been so liable for Trinan. Against lefties in the regular season, 218. Against righties, 174. This goes to Game 7. It feels like it's one that the Dodgers don't want to play. But there's a swing and a miss. 1-2 to count after Vientos reached out on a sweeper. He went chasing after it. Did not need to go after it, though. The next pitch from Trinan could be huge. Whether it ends up the Dodgers' way or the other. The 1-2. Got him swinging. Again, the sweeper at that same placement. It worked for him. And the Mets down to the last out the 8th. With Rob Lowe on his feet. That was way out of reach. It had enough spin on it, had enough juice on it, and it was outside at the bottom left. Now up against the polar bear, Pete Alonso, who's 2 for 3. Bottom right corner. On a sinker. 0-1 count. 2 of 3. On the game, 6 of 21 this series. 2 base hits and a walk. Alonso has come alive this game and last game. The 0-1. Outside left. 86 on the sweeper. 10 pitches already for Trinan. Trying to limit him on the pitch count. Oh, knows that there'll be a reliever warming up at the bullpen for the Dodgers right after this. Here's the 1-1. Ouch! That fouled off of Alonso himself. He is stung by that. Oof. A 2-seam fastball that was batted off of himself. Ouch. It's clearly stung. Ooh, that was his left foot. You're already dealing with an injury to Brandon Nimmo. How many more blows can a man take before he breaks down? Now it's 1-2 on the count. Alonso's all right. He's going to have to stay put because he did not foul right out this. He was not hit by the pitch. But he stung a foul ball off himself. Trinan, 11 pitches in. Could he be in for another save situation? We'll have to wait and see. The 1-2. See you later! Pete Alonso swung at it, missed it, reached for a ball that, much like Vientos before him, should not have. It was at the same placement. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers trying to reach the World Series tonight. And Russell Wilson has just found Van Jefferson in the end zone in the meantime in Pittsburgh. Up by 2 scores again. Up against Chris Taylor. Upstairs on a fastball. Kodai Senga still going. Extra point is good. 30-15. Pittsburgh leads. 1 for 2 of his base hit, a sac bunt. And a flyout for Taylor. This one's past Senga. And McNeil. Base hit Chris Taylor. The big boom in this game from Tommy Edman and Will Smith. Edman, the midseason acquisition from St. Louis at the trade deadline, hitting his first home run in 79 plate appearances at that time. He may likely win NOCS MVP. Giancarlo Stanton won ALCS MVP. What can Shohei do here? 2 for 4 right now. Gets us upstairs. 2 base hits. The first one to get himself on deck. Ohtani reached base 16 times in the series, tying the single series franchise record alongside Max Muncy. Ohtani's second base hit scored in Will Smith. And Senga trying to pick off Chris Taylor. Didn't work there. Used it fast. Up against Ohtani. So Senga delivering the 1-0. It's outside right. 2-0 now. That's on a cutter to the right. The Blake Trinan delivered 12 pitches. We have to see who is warming up at the bullpen for the Dodgers for the ninth, or if Trinan's going to stay out there for a second go-round. 3-0 count. This one spiked to the dirt. Who's going to get the last pitches here for LA? We'd have to wonder. 3-0 count for Shohei Ohtani. Carlos Mendoza watches onward as Senga delivers strike 1. 3-1 count. It's on a cutter. 93 that time. See if Senga can bounce back. The 3-1. Oh my goodness, that's a friendly call. It was just barely to the right on a fastball for Ohtani. That makes the count full. The Mets defeat the Philadelphia Phillies, something in which not a lot of people thought they were going to do. It was a big shocker of epic proportions. Ohtani getting himself ready. Senga takes some time. And this pickoff, not there. Taylor got back safely. Count remains full. 45 comeback wins for the Mets. That's the most in the MLB. This postseason, they've won in comeback fashion 4 out of 7 times. Not in this series, though. As downstairs, Ohtani to first. Taylor to second. So who will it be? If the Dodgers win, they'll be staying put. If the Mets win this series, they'll be flying back to New York City, but traveling across to the Bronx, having games 3, 4, and 5 at Queens. It'll be the first time that the Dodgers and Yankees would meet in the postseason since 1981. Runners at first and second. Senga is still going with Mookie Betts at the plate. So it's a little mound meeting between Senga and Francisco Alvarez. Betts is 0 for 3 though, walked in the 4th, but he has 2 stolen bases to his record. First pitch is at the center side, regardless of whether Betts swung or not. Slider 88, even though he retracted at it. So it didn't matter at the end. Senga's 20 pitches in. Runners at first and second, and nobody is out. The 0-1. Did he go? No. It is 1-1 on the count on this cutter that was just outside. Max Muncy wrapping his gloves around. The Yankees trying to deliver their second championship this year to New York, after the Liberty have done so tonight. The 1-1. That is at the top line. Good placement from Senga on this cutter. And the Dodgers may be back to scoring form. Nobody's had to get a save opportunity here thus far for either side in this series. We don't know if this could be the first. The 1-2. That spiked the dirt on the forkball, so it evens up the count at 2. And Freddie Freeman watches. We don't know if he's going to be back. Back in time for the World Series. Dodgers Oregon is playing the final countdown. The World Series is within reach. Two and two on the way. Betts off better about swinging at it. It's now 3-2 on the count. It's a full count. That's on a forkball that was also towards the dirt. Mets trying to pull off a miracle. Payoff pitch. Slash to left field. Otis bounced the wall, and it's fair off the wall. Taylor's on his way home, and he gets there. Ohtani to third. And Dodgers 8-4 over the Mets here in the 8th. Mookie Betts delivers again. It's not a home run. Not deep enough, but it stays fair. Taylor went on his way home. And he scored another run for LA. Power bats all around. The Dodgers bread and butter. Now Teoscar winds this to right. Starling Marte is there. It'll drive home Ohtani. 9-4 on the way. One up and one down as the Dodgers see the finish line within reach in this National League Championship Series. And Tommy Edman, who may likely win NOCS MVP, he's now back onto the plate. 2 of 4. A double, a 2-run home run, and 4 RBI. He hasn't had a hit since the 3rd inning. His fastball's downstairs. 27 pitches in for Kodai Senga. Mookie Betts at third base getting advice from Dino Edel. 1-0. Bouncing ball. This will be collected. Throw to home. It's on time. Mookie's tossed out. 2 up and 2 away. There's a fielder's choice, and Betts is tossed out. Max Muncy back onto the plate. If Muncy being a mainstay, one of the key members of the 2020 World Series Championship alongside Will Smith. Mookie Betts also part of that team. And Corey Seager as well, who won World Series MVP. Clayton Kershaw was also part of it. Kershaw no longer the dominant pitcher he once was. Also Austin Barnes was there as well. Big swing and a miss from Muncy. 90 miles an hour, so it's upstairs. Chris Taylor is part of it. Justin Turner, Jock Peterson, AJ Pollock, Cody Bellinger. And a gritty tie, eventually, Zach McKinstry. The 1-1. That's outside the bottom left quarter. It's 2-1 on the count. This is really thrilling. 45 runs scored this series for the Dodgers, which is now a single series postseason record for the Dodgers. The 2-1 downstairs is now a 3-1 count. Blake Trinan was also part of that World Series winning team. Joe Kelly as well. Kenley Jansen was the de facto closer for them. It was not officially nominated as the closer. Back then, the 3-1 is outside. Runner at first and second. Muncy on board. And over at second base is Edman. $45 runs, 42 walks taken. And Kike Hernandez, he can deliver again. Been October's best performer for the Dodgers. Kenley Jansen, one of the best closers of his current generation. The 30th pitcher to reach 300 career saves. And the 7th to reach 400 total. I mean, that with the Red Sox. Kike Hernandez, ground ball, right field. Tommy Edman on his way. The throw home, not in time. Neither is the one to third. And the Dodgers have a 10-burger. Wide open for the right side of the field with KK splitting the gap. He wants another shot at that trophy. And Kodai Senga showed in this game. It's gone from tense to complete domination. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs will return. Andy Paez now on to the plate as the Dodgers have a 10 bomb with Jose Butol now onto the mound for New York. Max Muncy at third, Kike Hernandez at third. At first, Max Muncy at third, Kike Hernandez at first. And Butol tasked with the last out. Paez did not go. And the first base umpire said as such. It started 10-4. Started 7-4 entering the bottom of the 8th. Now it's 10-4. Now the workload a little lighter. To who do the Dodgers go to in the 9th for the last outs? Paez 0 for 4. Here's his pitch. Flied up. Center field, Tyrone Taylor. He'll make the catch. I'll send this to the 9th. Perhaps for the last outs of this game. But who knows if the Mets have one last dosage of magic in them. You can never truly count them out until the final out. Back for the top of the ninth in just a moment. Three more outs. That's all that needed for the Dodgers. 3 more outs. And Blake Trinan is still going, looking to deliver at least one more for the Dodgers. Going up against Jesse Winker up first. Kevin Kiermaier in at center field in his final season in the MLB. Not tasked with a lot as back with his Rays days, but now with a Dodger looking for a championship before he hangs up the laces. First pitch is inside at bottom right for Jesse Winker. Put up a 10 spot here. Starling Marte is on deck. It'll be Winker, Marte, and Tyrone Taylor for the first free up. His second pitch is outside bottom right on a sweeper, 84 miles an hour. Dodgers lead 10-4. And they delivered 3 runs in that 8th inning. The two Hernandezes pulling through in the clutch. Top right, it's upstairs, 2-1. World Series trip on the line. Could Trinan deliver the 3 outs to get them there in Ohtani's first season as a Dodger? The 2-1. On bottom center, sinker at 96. Ohtani was come alive at the most convenient time here against the Mets. 2-4 after he was very limited in that Padres NLDS series. The 2-2. See ya! Another one gone here as Trinan delivers his 4th strikeout. 1 down, 2 more. The Dodgers looking to win their 2nd title in 5 years. Looking to make it back here. The Yankees made their first World Series in 15 years yesterday. First pitch for Marte. That's downstairs, bottom left on a sweeper. 1-0 count. on a sweeper. Marte is 0 for 4 in this game. Could there be another bit of magic for him? For the Mets. But who knows? A 1-0. It's inside. Top left corner. 1-1 count. One for Marte. Here it is. Bouncing ball. This will go to Trinan. Trinan's throw. In time. 2 down. 1 more. 20 pitches in for Trinan. He'll be staying to deliver the last out. And right on Tyrone Taylor with Jeff McNeil on deck. If Taylor reaches. Top of the 9th inning. Trinan going on his 2nd inning of work. Both bullpens will have a full week's rest between the Yankees and the Dodgers should the Dodgers pull this out. That is just to the right. Sinker 97. Fans on their feet here, looking to capture this iconic moment. Ohtani as well, the 1-0. It's a bottom right on a sinker. 95 miles an hour. Dave Roberts, one of the winningest managers in MLB history, winningest all-time in Dodgers history. The 1-1. Bottom center. That sweeper just fit the line, and Blake Trinan, 1 strike away. The Mets causing chaos all season long on a 1-2 count. Line drive, center side, over the head of Taylor. Kiermaier picks it up. It's a base hit for Tyrone Taylor. Now this pressing question, does Trinan stay? Jeff McNeil is on. Trinan staying put. Alvarez on deck if McNeil reaches. 2 out count. Season on the line here for the Mets. They pulled out some improbable stuff before. This has been one of the toughest opponents for the Dodgers, but so have the Padres been. First pitch, top corner. On the right side, it's a fielder's indifference as Taylor advances to second. Lined up. The 0-1. Line drive to right. Off the glove of Taylor. This reaches right field. Tyrone Taylor is in. Don't go yet. It's a base hit that scores in Tyrone Taylor with Jeff McNeil in. On to first. On a line drive to right. All with 1 out to go. Dave Roberts thought he had it there. Now a mound meeting. Mound meeting here. Mark Pryor's not out. Looking to calm the nerves. And Francisco Alvarez, who is 2 for 2. He walked, 2 base hits, and a sac fly. From the 9 spot, Alvarez has been effective. 26 pitches in for Trinan. Let's go Dodgers chance here. A bullpen game being employed here all throughout. It's safe them against the Padres. Bouncing ball. This will be picked up at second base. And the Los Angeles Dodgers are headed to the World Series for the 4th time in 8 years. bedlam, absolute pandemonium here in Los Angeles. Shohei Ohtani in his first year in LA, on the back of a 50-50 season, going his way to the World Series to face the New York Yankees for their 22nd World Series appearance by winning the NL pennant. And how fitting that in the 120th edition of the World Series, that will be the two most successful franchises in their respective conferences, or two of the most successful franchises in their respective conferences, with the Dodgers coming out of the National League and the Yankees coming out of the American League. Dodgers win 10-5. Blake Trinan getting the final 6 outs of this game. The bullpen game didn't work in game 2, but game 6 this time round, it worked out to perfection. Trinan gets the 6-out save. Ben Kasparius the win. Sean Manaea the loss. And you knew what was going to happen when the bats come alive, and they are electrifying all things throughout. Ohtani delivering in the clutch alongside Mookie Betts and the two Hernandezes. Max Muncy, Will Smith, Clayton Kershaw. They're making their second World Series appearance. Gavin Lux as well. Kike Hernandez, too, with the Dodgers. Mookie Betts as well, making his third overall. Walker Buehler with another World Series appearance. Kershaw with his fourth World Series appearance, even though he's not on the active roster. Ohtani, how fitting that he will deliver through this year on his first year as a Dodger and help out them to their first World Series appearance. Mookie Betts in his last 3 games going 7-14 to close out this NLCS. It'll be the Dodgers and the Yankees meeting for the first Los Angeles versus New York World Series since the Kings defeated the Rangers in 5 games in the 2014 Stanley Cup Final. 3 of those wins came in overtime victories, 2 of them in double overtime, including Game 5, which was the clincher, Alec Martinez with the winner. Elation with the tears of joy on the Dodgers' faces. And while the Mets had a fantastic season on a magical turnaround from June onwards to make it to the NLCS and knocking off the Milwaukee Brewers and the Philadelphia Phillies as some of the best bullpens in the MLB and some of the best closers between Devin Williams and Carlos Estevez, it was the Dodgers with their electric bats leading the way. Ohtani reaching base 17 times this series, ties a single series franchise record with Max Muncy. We don't know who's going to win NL MVP, but unlike last time around, we're staying here for all the festivities here in Los Angeles as we get to find out who the NL MVP is. The stage is set. Everyone's in celebration mode. Shohei Ohtani with his interpreter, Will Ireton. He had ties to the Dodgers throughout. Signed with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. His first year, even though he can't pitch, he'll be going to the World Series, playing DH his entire time. His first World Series appearance in his 7th MLB season. He often considered a power hitter capable of leading the league in home runs. This year he did. Aaron Judge not too far behind. Won 2 AL MVPs And while the Dodgers' disappointments of years past put away, lost the NLCS in 6 games to the Braves. After that was in 4 games in the NLDS to the Padres in one of the biggest upsets in MLB history. Last year, they were swept in the NLDS, with their starting pitching being knocked out all throughout. And this year, they advanced to their 2nd World Series in 5 years, 4th in 8 years. The Yankees making their 41st World Series appearance, the Dodgers in their 22nd. 12th meeting between them. Yankees lead the all-time series 8 games to 3. Last meeting was in 1981. A magical year for the Mets comes to an end, but a magical year for the Dodgers continues on. And even though they were worse record-wise this year as opposed to last year, all the bats that they had came alive at the right possible moments. We don't know who will be the starting pitchers in Game 1, but we could bet it would be Garrett Cole for the Yankees and Yoshinobu Yamamoto for the Dodgers. Teoscar Hernandez also making the World Series for the first time in his career. Spent 6 seasons with the Toronto Blue Jays. Mookie Betts started his career with the Boston Red Sox. Now Teoscar is here. He has arrived in the World Series. Was with the Seattle Mariners last year. 6 years before that, it was with Toronto. In his first 5 games of this NLCS, he was 0 for 18. But ever since, he was 2 of 4 in Game 6. The hugs and embraces all throughout. We're staying put with you all throughout the way. It's a foregone conclusion that Stanton will win the ALCS MVP. This one may be a little more interesting. Mookie Betts embracing his teammates. And Teoscar Hernandez still pushing through. Blake Trinan with the 2-inning save. Game 1 of this World Series will be on Friday. John and I will have the coverage here. Stay tuned. We'll have the presentation of the NLCS MVP right with you shortly. A dream come true for Shohei Ohtani as he makes it to the World Series for the first time. Dodgers fans are ready. And the players are ready. Coaches are ready. Everyone's ready here. The Dodgers and the Yankees in the 120th World Series. They have won the NL pennant for the 22nd time. Mark Walter, their owner, gets the first award. Previously, they were the Brooklyn Dodgers when they played over in New York City. They relocated to Los Angeles in 1958. Played at the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum in their early years there. Played at historic Dodger Stadium ever since. From 1962 onwards. They have assembled a team that is built to compete now. In the Elysian Park neighborhood of Los Angeles. Vin Scully. He's a longtime play-by-play announcer for them. And the competitiveness of this team speaking to the nature. Andrew Freeman, team president of baseball operations. Dave Roberts, all along, there were questions about his bullpen game strategy, but not this time around. 4th NL pennant as a Dodgers manager, looking to win a 2nd World Series title. And perhaps one, at Dodger Stadium. Who knows how long this will go. But this is going to be a fun series with when the bats quicking all throughout. Everybody all throughout. This may be the best Dodgers team assembled to date, but also on the other side, they have the best Yankees team assembled to date. The Dodgers delivering the knockout punch here. They have earned it at every sense of their word. The NOC is the NL pennant to the Dodgers as they raise it up high. They touch it. And some more hardware for the NOCS MVP. And it's Tommy Edman who is crowned as the NOCS MVP. Being their best player throughout, and he put an exclamation point to it. With his first home run in 79 at-bats. Acquired from the Cardinals, he was injured at the first portion of the 2024 season, and now he wins NOCS MVP. He joins a team that has been one of the best assembled, and he has delivered so far for the Dodgers. See if he can deliver some more in the World Series. A 2-run shot sealing the deal. The second shortstop with at least 11 RBI in LCS history for the Dodgers. That joins Corey Seager on this list. He can't wait for this he can't wait for this opportunity. He was looking forward to meeting the Yankees in the World Series. And he'll get that opportunity on Friday night. That's going to do it here for this NOCS. We'll see you Friday night for Game 1 of the 2024 World Series in the 120th edition of the Fall Classic. I am Alec Nava saying good night from the City of Angels.